July 20th, 1969. The world holds its breath as Apollo 11 touches down on the moon's desolate surface. But in those triumphant moments, a chilling whisper crackles through Neil Armstrong's headset. Hidden from mission control. There are other spaceships here. He allegedly murmurs on a secret emergency channel. They're lined up on the far side of the crater. They're huge and they're watching us. The radio goes dead for 2 agonizing minutes. No video. No sound. Just silence. When the feed resumes, Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin carry on as if nothing happened, planting the American flag under the watchful eyes of 600 million viewers. But their faces, their voices, something is off. They return to Earth not as heroes basking in glory, but as men haunted, carrying a secret too vast for humanity to bear. What did they see? Who or what was watching them? And why has NASA buried the truth for over half a century? This is not science fiction. This is the heart of the Apollo cover-ups where shadows cast by the moon conceal secrets that could rewrite history. Imagine a celestial body we've gazed at for millennia. Not a natural satellite, but a constructed artifact. A machine placed in our orbit by beings beyond our comprehension. The evidence is staggering whistling sounds from the moon's far side. Seismic readings that ring like a bell. Photographs airbrushed to hide towering structures. Tonight we peel back the veil, diving into the darkest corners of NASA's lunar legacy, where conspiracy meets reality and the line between truth and deception blurs under the moon's pale glow. Let us rewind to May 1969. Apollo 10. The dress rehearsal for the historic landing. Astronauts Thomas Stafford, John Young, and Eugene Cernan orbit the moon, slipping behind its far side. A place of eternal shadow where Earth's radio signals cannot reach. In that eerie silence, a sound emerges, a long whistling noise, almost musical, like a signal from another realm. It sounds like outer space music. One astronaut remarks, his voice tinged with unease. Recorded and logged. The anomaly is dismissed by NASA as radio interference. But the tapes, declassified decades later, tell a different story. The sound is not random static. It is structured, deliberate, as if something or someone is broadcasting from the moon's hidden face. Conspiracy theorists seize on this, claiming it is evidence of an artificial presence. A beacon from structures or entities monitoring our intrusion. Why was this buried? What was NASA so desperate to hide? The Apollo 11 mission amplifies the mystery. Armstrong's alleged words about other spaceships are not isolated. Insiders, including close associates, report that he and Aldrin witnessed massive non-human craft positioned along a lunar crater, observing their every move. The 2-minute blackout in communication, chalked up to technical glitches, raises red flags. Advanced equipment, tested to perfection, does not fail simultaneously by chance. Some theorize Armstrong switched to a secure channel to report the sighting. A moment too shocking for public ears. Upon their return, both astronauts appear subdued, their excitement replaced by a quiet unease. In a cryptic speech 25 years later, Armstrong speaks of breakthroughs waiting to be discovered and protective shells guarding truths beyond belief. Was he hinting at extraterrestrial encounters? Or something even stranger? A moon that is not a rock, but a machine. Buzz Aldrin fuels the fire. In interviews, he admits to seeing unidentified lights trailing their spacecraft. Objects moving in ways no human technology could match. Edgar Mitchell, the 6th man on the moon, goes further, declaring that extraterrestrial visitations are real and that the moon holds evidence of their presence. Structures, artifacts, perhaps entire cities concealed beneath the surface. Mitchell's claims, echoed by other astronauts like Gordon Cooper, point to a systematic cover-up. Cooper, a Mercury program veteran, described seeing unidentified flying objects during his missions, their movements defying physics. Why would astronauts trained to report facts risk their reputations with such stories? The answer, conspiracists argue, is that they saw something undeniable, something NASA could not allow the world to know. Enter Bill Kaysing, a former Rocketdyne engineer whose 1976 book, We Never Went to the Moon, America's $30 billion swindle, shook the foundations of the Apollo narrative. Kaysing claimed the landings were staged in a Hollywood studio, a grand deception to outshine the Soviets in the Cold War space race. He pointed to anomalies, the flag waving in a vacuum, shadows misaligned with a single light source, the absence of stars in photographs. But Kaysing's theory goes beyond a hoax. He suggested the Central Intelligence Agency orchestrated the cover-up, part of psychological operations akin to those used during the Vietnam War to manipulate public perception. The moon landings, he argued, were a distraction, a patriotic spectacle to mask domestic unrest and military failures. Were the astronauts complicit, coerced, or programmed to recite scripted lines? Kaysing's claims, once dismissed as fringe, resonate in an era where trust in institutions wavers. The conspiracy deepens with Edward Snowden's leaks. His National Security Agency disclosures hint at classified programs monitoring extraterrestrial signals, some originating from the moon. Alleged documents reference lunar anomalies and non-terrestrial bases, suggesting the moon harbors structures not built by humans. Could these be ancient alien outposts or secret facilities established during the Cold War? Snowden's silence on specifics only fuels speculation, with researchers claiming NASA's image archives have been doctored to erase evidence of domes, obelisks, and geometric formations. One 1966 orbiter photo, briefly published in the Washington Post, showed towering spires casting perfect 90 degrees shadows, eerily similar to Egyptian obelisks. Soviet engineer Alexander Abramov analyzed these, concluding they mirrored the layout of Giza's pyramids, hinting at a cosmic connection between Earth and Moon. Yet the story vanished. The negatives locked away, and NASA's explanation light and shadow trickery failed to satisfy. Luna samples tell a stranger tale, brought back by Apollo missions. They contain processed metals, brass, mica, pure titanium materials used in advanced engineering not found in nature. Uranium-236, a nuclear waste product, and Neptunium-237 used in reactors raise questions no scientist has fully answered. Gordon MacDonald, a NASA scientist, admitted the moon's low density suggests a hollow structure, a sphere that vibrates like a gong when struck. Apollo 12's deliberate crash of a lunar module confirmed this, with seismic instruments recording reverberations for over 50 minutes, peaking like a hydraulic shock absorber. In 1970, Soviet scientists Mikhail Vasin and Alexander Sherbakov published a paper in Sputnik magazine. Is the moon the creation of alien intelligence? They argued it was a hollow spacecraft camouflaged in rock, placed in orbit to monitor or control Earth. Their theory, ridiculed but never disproven, points to a moon engineered with purpose. Why the secrecy? Conspiracy theorists argue it is about power. Revealing extraterrestrial presence could shatter religious beliefs, economic systems, and governments. Imagine the chaos. Proof that humanity is not alone, but a pawn in a larger game. Carl Wolf, a former Air Force sergeant, claimed to have seen classified photos at Langley Air Force Base showing lunar bases with buildings, towers, and spherical objects, all geometrically precise. His testimony given before his mysterious death aligns with others who speak of a lunar quarantine directive to keep the public ignorant. The Clementine probe in 1994 captured images of what appeared to be glass domes and rectilinear formations only for NASA to label them artifacts. Richard Hogland, a former NASA consultant, insists these are remnants of an ancient civilization suppressed to maintain the illusion of human dominance in space. China's Chong missions to the moon's far side add new layers. Reports of gel-like substances and unusual rocks hint at artifacts beyond natural explanation. Yet, data is filtered through state-controlled channels mirroring NASA's own opacity. Are global space ice complicit in a pact to hide the truth? The moon's far side, a silent void free of Earth's radio noise, is the perfect hiding place for extraterrestrial operations. Apollo 16's instruments recorded an acoustic mute, a silence so profound it felt designed, as if shielding something from detection. Could this be where the watchers reside, observing us through a cosmic lens? As we close this chapter, the moon looms above, the secrets locked in shadow. I am Mr. your guide on Codex of the Lost, inviting you to linger in this mystery. If these whispers of conspiracy stir your curiosity, consider subscribing to our channel and tapping the bell to join our nightly explorations. No pressure, just a gentle nudge to stay with us as we unravel more cosmic enigmas. What truths lie buried in the lunar dust? Stay tuned, dear listeners, for the moon has more to confess. Have you ever wondered what lurks just beyond the edge of the moon's craters, where shadows stretch like fingers reaching for secrets long buried in the vast airless expanse of the lunar surface? Reports of unidentified flying objects have persisted for decades, turning NASA's pristine images into canvases for the imagination. These sightings, whispered among astronauts and amplified by conspiracy theorists, paint the moon not as a barren rock, but as a bustling hotspot for extraterrestrial activity. What if the lights dancing across its dusty plains are not mere reflections, but signals from visitors who have been there all along? As we delve into this shadowy realm, prepare to question everything you thought you knew about our closest celestial neighbor. Let us start with the words of Buzz Aldrin himself, the second man to walk on the moon, in a documentary that sent ripples through the ufology community. Aldrin recounted seeing something inexplicable during Apollo 11, a formation of lights trailing their spacecraft, moving in ways that defied earthly logic. He described it not as a hallucination, but as a tangible presence, close enough to observe, yet elusive enough to escape clear identification. Aldrin has since clarified that it was likely sunlight glinting off detached panels from their rocket. But his initial hesitation captured in interviews leaves room for doubt. Why the careful phrasing? Could it be that even he, a trained engineer and explorer, sensed something more profound? Something that NASA's protocols demanded be downplayed. This ambiguity fuels endless speculation, drawing us deeper into the web of lunar enigmas. Gordon Cooper, a pioneer from the Mercury program, adds another layer to this tapestry. During his Faith 7 mission in 1963, Cooper reported seeing a greenish object approaching his capsule, an encounter he later detailed in congressional hearings. He insisted it was no satellite or debris, its movements too deliberate, too intelligent. Cooper went on to advocate for UFO investigations, claiming that during his time in space, he witnessed phenomena that official channels dismissed outright. What makes his account so compelling is his unyielding stance against skepticism. He even suggested that extraterrestrials might have bases on the moon's far side, hidden from Earth's prying telescopes. Imagine that, a veteran astronaut sworn to precision, pointing to the moon as a potential outpost. Cooper was right. What else might be concealed in those perpetual shadows? The intrigue intensifies with the Stargate project, a once classified CIA program that explored psychic phenomena, including remote viewing. Ingo Swann, one of its star participants, claimed to have mentally projected himself to the moon in the 1970s. What he described was astonishing. Vast structures, domed habitats, and humanoid figures laboring under artificial lights. Swan sessions documented in declassified files portrayed the lunar surface as a hive of activity with vehicles traversing craters and towers piercing the horizon. Skeptics label it pseudoscience. But Swan's accuracy in other remote viewing tasks, locating hidden sites on Earth, begs the question, was he glimpsing a reality NASA won't acknowledge? The program shut down in 1995 only heightens the mystery, as if the government glimpsed something too unsettling to pursue. David Icke, the controversial theorist, takes these ideas to even darker territories in his moon matrix hypothesis. It posits that the moon is no natural body but an artificial construct, a control station manned by reptilian entities who harvest human energy from afar. He draws on ancient myths and modern sightings to argue that UFOs spotted on the lunar surface are shuttles to and from these hidden bases where shape-shifting beings manipulate global events. It points to anomalies in Apollo footage, blurry shapes that resemble craft landing in craters as evidence of ongoing operations. While his claims border on the fantastical, they echo reports from amateur astronomers who, armed with high-powered telescopes, have captured fleeting lights zipping across the moon. Are these reptilian overlords a metaphor for elite control or a literal truth veiled in ridicule? The theory lingers, challenging us to reconsider the moon's role in our collective psyche. Transient lunar phenomena, or TLPS, offer tangible clues that keep the curiosity alive. These are sudden flashes, glows, or color changes observed on the moon's surface, documented since the 17th century, but surging during the space age. In 1968, just before Apollo 11, NASA's lunar orbiter captured what appeared to be a pyramid shadow in the Sea of Tranquility, a formation too geometric to be natural. Soviet probes in the 1960s reportedly photographed similar anomalies, elongated structures casting elongated shades, only for the images to be censored by the KGB, vanishing into Cold War archives. Ufologists speculate these are alien beacons activated during human approaches signaling to observers below. Modern telescopes have recorded over 2,000 TLPS, some coinciding with seismic activity that hints at underground movements. What if these lights are not geological quirks, but communications from subterranean installations pulsing in response to our probes? The Apollo missions themselves brim with such hotspots. During Apollo 12, Pete Conrad and Alan Bean reported strange lights near their landing site, dismissing them as reflections, but noting their persistence. Apollo 14's Edgar Mitchell, a vocal proponent of extraterrestrial life, later revealed in interviews that he sensed an otherworldly presence on the moon, though he saw no direct evidence. Mitchell's advocacy for UFO disclosure, including his belief in crashed craft at Roswell, ties back to lunar whispers, perhaps echoes of what he felt but could not articulate. Then there's Apollo 16, where John Young and Charles Duke photographed what some call the lunar cigar, a cylindrical object hovering above a crater. Enhanced images reveal metallic glints fueling theories of surveillance drones monitoring human incursions. These accounts scattered across mission transcripts build a mosaic of unease, as if the astronauts brushed against something profound yet unspoken. Venturing into modern theories, the moon's far side emerges as the ultimate extraterrestrial enclave. China's Chunha-4 mission in 2019 landed there, beaming back images of a gel-like substance that baffled scientists. Conspiracy circles buzzed. Was it alien residue, a byproduct of hidden labs? Subsequent probes have detected anomalous radiation spikes unexplained by solar winds alone. Theorists like Mike Barr, co-author of Dark Mission, argue these are signatures of ancient alien tech, perhaps fusion reactors powering underground cities. Barra points to declassified NASA documents hinting at mass-on-mass concentrations beneath the surface that could be artificial stabilizers for vast habitats. If true, the far side's radio silence isn't emptiness. It's a deliberate cloak shielding operations from Earth's interference. Amateur astronomers contribute their own electrifying observations. In 2020, Russian cosmonaut Ivan Vanner tweeted a time-lapse from the International Space Station showing unidentified objects near the Aurora Borealis. Their paths too erratic for satellites. While not directly lunar, the video reignited debates about traffic between Earth and Moon. Similarly, Leroy Chow's 2005 spacewalk sighting of lights in an inverted checkmark formation, later attributed to fishing boats, leaves skeptics unconvinced, especially when cross-referenced with lunar TLPS occurring simultaneously. These modern glimpses suggest the Moon remains active, a waypoint for interstellar travelers. What drives this enduring fascination? Perhaps it's the Moon's proximity, mocking our ignorance with its silent stare. Theories abound. Some posit Nazi bases established post-World War II via Operation Paperclip, extended to lunar footholds with captured VR technology. Others invoke the Anunnaki of Sumerian law, ancient astronauts who mined the Moon for gold, leaving behind automated sentinels. David Icke weaves these into his reptilian narrative, claiming UFOs are interdimensional craft phasing in and out of visibility, harvesting fear energy from humanity below. Each sighting, from Apollo's fleeting lights to contemporary probe data, chips away at official denials, inviting us to ponder if the Moon hosts hotspots of activity. Are we intruders in their domain? The questions multiply, each more tantalizing than the last. Could the cigar-shaped objects be scouts from a hidden fleet patrolling against human expansion? Do the pyramid shadows conceal entrances to vast networks, echoing Egypt's Giza in cosmic symmetry? And if reptilian bases exist, what role do they play in global events, beaming influences that shape our world? These hotspots on the lunar surface aren't just anomalies. They're invitations to rethink reality, to gaze upward and wonder if we're truly alone. As the Moon waxes and wanes, its secrets flicker like distant stars, beckoning the curious to peer closer, to imagine what might be watching back. Yet, amid the thrill, a thread of caution emerges. Official sources from NASA's Robert Allnutt in 1970 to recent fact-checks insist no evidence supports extraterrestrial claims. Sightings of debris, reflections, or hoaxes perpetuated by writers like Otto Binder. But the persistence of these stories, amplified by whistleblowers and declassified files, keeps the fire burning. Ingo Swann's visions, once dismissed, now align with quantum theories of consciousness, suggesting remote viewing tapped into lunar truths. David Icke's warnings, outlandish as they seem, mirror ancient texts describing moon gods as manipulators of fate. As we orbit these ideas, the lunar surface transforms from desolate wasteland to a canvas of possibility. Sightings during Apollo, dismissed as glitches, might be breadcrumbs leading to greater revelations. Modern theories, from holographic projections to interdimensional portals, stretch the mind, urging us to question the veil between seen and unseen. What if the next probe uncovers irrefutable proof? A craft emerging from a crater, lights pulsing in greeting. The hot spots await, silent sentinels in the night sky holding answers that could redefine our place in the cosmos. These hotspots on the lunar surface aren't just anomalies. They're invitations to rethink reality, to gaze upward and wonder if we're truly alone. As you lie beneath the stars, perhaps in the quiet of a Texas prairie or the glow of a Chicago rooftop, what do you see when you look at the Moon? Have you ever caught a flicker, a shadow, a moment that felt like more than imagination? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let us know where are you listening from tonight and what time is it there. Your stories fuel the mystery, connecting us across the miles. The moon watches over us all, its secrets shimmering just beyond our grasp, urging us to keep questioning what lies in those distant craters. As the moon looms above, its pale glow a silent challenge to our understanding, we venture into the heart of one of its most unsettling enigmas, the hollow moon hypothesis, ringing like a bell from within. Imagine a celestial orb that vibrates not like stone, but like a crafted instrument, its echoes hinting at chambers and secrets buried beneath a rocky facade. What if the moon is not a natural body, but a colossal artifact, a hollow shell engineered by minds beyond our own? Let us dive into this haunting theory where seismic tremors and forbidden science converge to whisper of a moon that sings with purpose. Picture a moment frozen in time. November 20th, 1969. The Apollo 12 mission has just completed its lunar tasks, and astronauts Pete Conrad and Alan Bean prepare to leave the moon's surface. Before departing, they execute a daring experiment, crashing their spent lunar module into the desolate sea of storms. The impact, equivalent to a ton of dynamite, sends shock waves through the moon. But what follows is no ordinary tremor. Sensitive seismometers left behind by the astronauts detect vibrations that ripple for over 50 minutes. A resonant hum that scientists later describe as the moon ringing like a bell. Not a dull thud as expected from a solid rock, but a prolonged melodic reverberation as if the moon were a vast hollow chamber struck by a cosmic hammer. This anomaly, recorded and analyzed, sends ripples through NASA's scientific ranks, for it defies everything we assume about planetary bodies. The implications are staggering. A natural moon formed from cosmic debris or cataclysmic collisions should be dense. Its core, a heavy mix of iron and silicate. Yet, the moon's density, measured at just 3 g per centimeter, is far lower than Earth's 5. It is as if the moon is missing its heart, its interior a void cloaked in a thin crust. This observation, first noted by NASA's Gordon MacDonald in 1963, sparked whispers of a radical idea. What if the moon is not a moon at all, but a constructed shell, a spacecraft disguised as a celestial body? The ringing, documented again during Apollo 13's heavier rocket stage crash, lasted over 3 hours, its frequencies clustering around 2 Hz, like a tuned instrument designed to resonate. No other body in our solar system, Mars, asteroids, or distant moons, behaves this way. Why does our moon sing? The hollow moon hypothesis finds its boldest champions in 2 Soviet scientists, Mikhail Vassin and Alexander Sherbakov. In 1970, they published a provocative article in Sputnik magazine titled, "Is the Moon the Creation of Alien Intelligence?" Their argument was audacious. The moon is an artificial satellite hollowed out and placed in Earth's orbit by an advanced civilization. They pointed to the seismic data, the moon's unnaturally low density and its perfect orbital stability as evidence of design. The crust, they noted, is asymmetrical, thicker on the far side, as if shielding internal structures from cosmic impacts. They speculated that the moon's interior could house vast chambers, perhaps containing machinery or even remnants of its creators. The bell-like ringing, they argued, was the echo of those chambers, a signature of engineering so advanced it masquerades as geology. But what could lie within these chambers? Conspiracy theorists have long speculated about hidden technologies, power sources, communication arrays, or even archives of alien knowledge. The Apollo missions uncovered materials that deepen the mystery. Luna samples analyzed in the 1970s revealed traces of processed metals, titanium, brass, and mica, elements used in human spacecraft, but rare in natural formations. Stranger still, Scientists found uranium-236, a byproduct of nuclear reactors, and neptunium-237, a material linked to advanced energy systems. These are not the stuff of cosmic rubble. They suggest industrial processes, perhaps remnants of a power grid within the moon's hollow core. Could these be relics of a long, dormant machine, its purpose lost to time? Or are they active, silently influencing Earth from afar? The notion of a hollow moon stretches beyond science into the realm of forbidden knowledge. In 1971, rumors surfaced of a secret Apollo 18 mission, never officially acknowledged by NASA. Conspiracy circles claim it was launched to explore a massive fissure detected on the moon's far side, a potential entrance to the hollow interior. Alleged whistleblowers, speaking under anonymity, describe classified footage of astronauts entering a cavern lined with metallic surfaces etched with symbols no linguist could decipher. The mission, they say, was abruptly terminated, its records erased, and the astronauts sworn to silence. While no hard evidence supports this tale, the absence of transparency fuels suspicion. Why has NASA never revisited these seismic anomalies with modern probes? Is it fear of what lies beneath? The hollow moon hypothesis gains eerie traction when we consider ancient accounts. The Dune people of Marley, known for their uncannily accurate astronomical knowledge, speak of the moon as a vessel brought by the Namo, aquatic beings from the stars. Their oral traditions describe it as a hollow orb, a sky egg that regulates Earth's rhythms. Similarly, ancient Chinese myths portray the moon as a palace of immortals, a constructed refuge floating above the world. These stories, dismissed as folklore, take on new weight when paired with modern findings. The Lunar Prospector mission in 1998 detected magnetic anomalies at the moon's poles, suggesting localized fields inconsistent with a solid core. Some researchers propose these are remnants of electromagnetic systems, perhaps powering the moon's internal mechanisms. What purpose could a hollow moon serve? One theory posits it as a surveillance platform. Its interior, a network of sensors monitoring Earth's biosphere. Another suggests it is a cosmic archive storing data from eons past, perhaps the history of its creators or even humanity's origins. The most unsettling idea comes from esoteric thinkers like George Jerf, who claimed the moon feeds on Earth's life force. This hollow core, a metaphysical engine drawing energy from human emotions. This echoes David Icke's moon matrix, where the moon acts as a transmitter broadcasting frequencies that keep humanity in a state of spiritual slumber. Could the ringing be a side effect of this system? A hum of machinery still active after millennia? Modern science struggles to dismiss these ideas entirely. The moon's seismic behavior documented by Apollo's geophones shows vibrations traveling in ways that defy solid body models. Craters expected to vary in depth based on impact force are curiously uniform, as if a hard subsurface resists penetration. Astronauts drilling into the lunar regolith reported resistance akin to reinforced metal, not rock. These anomalies, detailed in obscure NASA reports, suggest a structure designed to withstand cosmic assaults. Some speculate the moon's crust is a composite layered with materials to absorb impacts without fracturing its core. If so, who engineered this resilience? And why? The conspiracy deepens with tales of suppressed technology. In the 1980s, a Soviet lunar mapping mission reportedly detected grid-like patterns beneath the Sea of Serenity, hinting at artificial frameworks. These findings, buried in classified archives, resurfaced through defectors who claimed the moon houses remnants of a stellar civilization. Fast forward to 2024, and Japan's Kaguya probe recorded low-frequency tones from the moon's western edge, a harmonic sequence eerily similar to Pythagorean scales. Was this a natural resonance or a signal from within, activated by our probes? The data, like so much else, remains inconclusive, locked behind bureaucratic walls. But the hollow moon is more than a scientific puzzle. It is a mirror to our deepest curiosities. Ancient Tibetan texts describe the moon as a vessel of clear light, holding the essence of awareness before time began. What if its hollowness is not just physical, but symbolic, a container for truths we've forgotten? The ringing then becomes a call, a reminder of questions unasked. Imagine standing on the moon's surface, feeling its vibrations beneath your feet, knowing they carry echoes of a purpose we cannot yet grasp. Are we hearing the ghost of a machine or the heartbeat of a cosmos alive with intent? The hollow moon hypothesis challenges us to rethink our place in the universe. If the moon is a crafted shell, as creators, be they ancient aliens, interdimensional architects, or gods of old, left behind a riddle wrapped in stone, each vibration, each anomaly, pulls us closer to an answer, yet leaves us stranded in wonder. What lies within those unseen chambers? A dormant engine, a silent city, or a gateway to stars we've yet to reach? What if the moon's surface, so seemingly barren, hides architectural marvels that rival Earth's greatest wonders? Picture pyramids casting angular shadows, towers piercing the lunar sky, and subterranean bases pulsing with secrets older than humanity itself. This is no tale of science fiction. It is a tapestry woven from astronaut sightings, suppressed photographs, and whispers of civilizations that may have sculpted the moon into a cosmic monument. Let us explore with curiosity as our guide. The enigmatic structures that challenge everything we believe about our celestial neighbor. Imagine the lunar surface not as a desolate wasteland, but as a canvas etched with deliberate designs. In 1966, NASA's Lunar Orbiter 2 captured an image that sent shock waves through the scientific community. A series of spire-like formations in the Sea of Tranquility, their shadows forming perfect 90 degrees angles as if carved with precision tools. These towers, dubbed the Blair Cuspids by astronomer William Blair, stood tall, some reaching heights greater than Earth's tallest skyscrapers. Published briefly in the Washington Post, the images sparked debate before vanishing from public discourse. Dismissed as optical illusions, but the geometry was too precise, the shadows too stark. Soviet engineer Alexander Abramov, analyzing similar photographs, noted their resemblance to the alignment of Egypt's Giza pyramids, suggesting a purposeful design linking Earth and Moon. Could these be relics of an ancient civilization or markers left by extraterrestrial architects? The Blair Cuspids are just the beginning. Apollo 17, the final manned mission to the moon in 1972, returned images of what some call the lunar ziggurat, a terrace structure near the Deadliest crater. Enhanced photographs reveal a stepped formation, its edges too regular for natural erosion. Conspiracy theorist Richard Hoagland, a former NASA consultant, argues it mirrors Mesopotamian ziggurats built by cultures claiming divine guidance from the stars. Hoagland's analysis points to a grid-like pattern surrounding the structure, suggesting an urban layout buried beneath lunar soil. NASA labeled these anomalies as camera artifacts, but the original negatives stored in classified archives remain off-limits. Why the secrecy? If these are mere rocks, why not open them to scrutiny? The silence fuels speculation that the moon hosts ruins of a lost civilization, perhaps one that predates humanity. Diving deeper, we encounter the enigma of lunar craters, some of which defy geological norms. The crater Paracel C on the moon's near side features a central dome with angular ridges surrounded by trenches that form concentric rings. Unlike typical impact craters with their random radial patterns, Paracelsus C's features suggest artificial molding. In 1994, the Clementine probe's color imagery amplified these anomalies, revealing what appeared to be glass-like domes shimmering under certain light angles. Researchers like John Brandenburg, a plasma physicist, Proposed these are remnants of transparent habitats built to withstand the moon's harsh vacuum. Brandenburg's theory, rooted in his studies of nuclear signatures on Mars, suggests the moon was a staging ground for an advanced species. Its domes shielding bases from cosmic radiation. Could these structures hidden in plain sight be the infrastructure of an alien outpost? The far side of the moon, forever hidden from Earth's view, is where the most tantalizing claims emerge. In 1959, the Soviet Luna 3 probe captured the first grainy images of this shadowed realm, revealing a landscape scarred with deep craters, but curiously devoid of the flat maria that mark the near side. Among these images, some researchers identified rectilinear depressions, trenches forming grid-like patterns as if outlining a buried city. A 1974 Soviet mission reportedly mapped similar formations near the Sea of Crisis, with one photograph showing a hexagonal platform raised above the surface. These findings, allegedly suppressed by the KGB, resurfaced through defectors who claimed the moon's far side hosts a network of bases, possibly active. The lack of radio noise on this side, noted during Apollo 16's flyover, adds to the eerie sense of a deliberate silence, as if shielding operations from detection. China's Chang'e 4 mission in 2019, the first to land on the far side, stirred new intrigue. Official reports described a gel-like substance near a crater, its composition unlike any known lunar mineral. Conspiracy circles erupted, claiming it was residue from alien machinery or biological traces of extraterrestrial life. Enhanced images from the mission leaked online show what appear to be metallic arches spanning craters, their curves too smooth for natural formation. Chinese state media quickly pivoted to mundane explanations, but the data's opacity mirrors NASA's own reticence. Are these arches remnants of a lunar bridge or structural supports for underground complexes? The possibility that global powers are racing to claim these secrets drives the imagination wild. Whistleblowers add fuel to the fire. Carl Wolf, a former Air Force sergeant, claimed in 2001 to have seen classified images at Langley Air Force Base showing mushroom-shaped buildings and spherical constructs on the moon's far side. His testimony given before his mysterious death describes a sprawling complex with roads and towers suggesting an active presence. Similarly, Ingo Swann's remote viewing sessions for the CIA's Stargate project in the 1970s depicted lunar bases bustling with humanoid figures and vehicles. Swann's visions, corroborated by his accurate remote views of Earth targets, paint the moon as a hub of extraterrestrial activity. Could these structures be operational, maintained by beings who watch us from above? The connection to Earth's ancient monuments deepens the mystery. The Pyramid of the Moon at Teotihuacan, Mexico, aligns not with cardinal directions, but with the moon setting on specific nights, suggesting a deliberate link. Beneath it, archaeologists found mica, a mineral used in electronics for insulation, sourced from deposits thousands of miles away. Was this a coincidence or evidence of a technology shared across worlds? Stonehenge too tracks lunar cycles with eerie precision, its stones arranged to mark the moon's northernmost rise every 18.6 years. Some theorists propose these earthly structures were built as antennas communicating with lunar bases via harmonic resonances. The idea stretches credulity. Yet the mathematical symmetry between these sites and lunar anomalies like the Gizerike Towers hints at a unified design. What purpose might these structures serve? One theory casts the moon as a cosmic observatory, its towers and pyramids serving as sensors to monitor Earth's biosphere. Another posits they are relics of a war-torn civilization abandoned after a cataclysm that left the moon a silent sentinel. More radical voices like those of Zecharia Sitchin suggest the moon was a mining outpost for the Anunnaki, ancient astronauts who built pyramids on Earth and Moon alike to extract resources like helium-3. A potential fusion fuel. The discovery of hydrogen concentrations at the moon's poles by Lunar Prospector in 1998 supports this. hinting at energy reserves that could power advanced technology. Are these structures dormant, or do they hum with activity awaiting a signal to awaken? The conspiracy thickens with modern implications. The United States Artemis program aiming to return humans to the moon prioritizes the South Pole, where magnetic anomalies and possible water ice suggest hidden infrastructure. Critics argue Artemis is a cover for recovering alien artifacts, with Space Force tasked with securing lunar territory. Meanwhile, Russia's lunar missions have hinted at anomalous radiation inconsistent with natural sources, possibly from shielded reactors within the moon's crust. If these powers are racing to uncover or conceal lunar bases, what stakes are they playing for? A new space race or a battle for cosmic truth? As we linger on these lunar structures, the mind reels with possibilities. Imagine standing in a pyramid's shadow on the moon, its edges sharp against the starry void, knowing it was built by hands or minds not of this world. Each tower, each dome, whispers of a history we've been denied, a narrative etched in stone and metal. Are these ruins silent, or do they pulse with purpose, waiting for humanity to ask the right questions? The moon, with its hidden bases and geometric enigmas, challenges us to see it not as a passive orb, but as a monument to a cosmos far grander than we dare imagine. What if the moon's precise placement, its uncanny symmetry with Earth and Sun, is not a fluke of cosmic chaos, but a deliberate design etched into the fabric of the universe? From the flawless geometry of solar eclipses to alignments echoing Earth's sacred sites, the moon's numbers whisper of intention, perhaps by architects who calculated our reality with a nearly precision. Begin with the solar eclipse, a spectacle that has captivated humanity for millennia. When the moon passes between Earth and Sun, it casts a shadow so perfectly sized that it cloaks the sun's disk, leaving only the fiery corona visible. This is no ordinary alignment. The sun is 400 times larger than the moon, yet the moon is 400 times closer to Earth, creating a visual par that defies astronomical odds. The ratio 400 to 1 is so exact that even a slight deviation in distance would shatter the illusion. No other planet in our solar system boasts a moon that aligns so precisely with its star. Jupiter's moons, Saturn's satellites, they dwarf or shrink in comparison. Their eclipses mere approximations. Why is our moon at 160 miles in diameter, positioned at just the right distance, roughly 238,000 mi, to achieve this cosmic sleight of hand? The numbers feel less like coincidence and more like a blueprint. This precision extends beyond eclipses. The moon's orbit is a near-perfect circle. Unlike the elliptical paths of most celestial bodies, its tidal lock ensures one face always gazes at Earth, a phenomenon rare among natural satellites. The Earth rotates 366 times around its axis each year, while the moon orbits Earth 366 times in 10,000 days, a numerical harmony that feels orchestrated. These figures, uncovered by astronomers like Johannes Kepler in the 17th century, suggest a mathematical elegance that challenges random formation. The moon's diameter is approximately 1/4 of Earth's, yet its mass is only 1/200th, defying expectations for a natural satellite. If formed by a chaotic collision, as the giant impact hypothesis claims, why do these ratios align with such eerie symmetry? Could they point to a purposeful calibration? Ancient cultures sensed this order, embedding it in their sacred architecture. Consider the Great Pyramid of Giza, built around 2600 BC. Its base perimeter, when divided by its height, approximates the moon's circumference relative to Earth's, a ratio of 11 to 1. The pyramid's alignment with true north is within 120th of a degree, mirroring the moon's orbital plane, tilted just 5 degrees from Earth's equator. This precision, achieved without modern tools, suggests knowledge of celestial mechanics far beyond what we attribute to ancient Egypt. Some theorists like Graham Hancock propose the pyramids were designed as terrestrial mirrors of lunar geometry built by a lost civilization, perhaps Atlantean, or guided by extraterrestrial mentors who understood the moon's role as a cosmic regulator. Were these monuments and tenors tuned to the moon's mathematical code? Stonehenge, erected around 3000 B.C., deepens the mystery. Its outer ring of sarsen stones tracks the moon's northernmost rise every 18.6 years. A cycle known as the lunar standstill. The monument's builders, using only stone tools, calculated this with astonishing accuracy, aligning their circle to capture the moon's precise movements. The Aubrey holes, 56 pits encircling Stonehenge, correspond to the moon's nodal cycle, hinting at a calendar synchronized with lunar rhythms. Why would a prehistoric society invest centuries in such precision? One theory suggests Stonehenge was a ritual site, channeling lunar energies to connect with a higher intelligence. Fringe researchers like John Mitchell argue its geometry reflects the moon's diameter in megalithic yards, a unit eerily consistent with lunar measurements. Could Stonehenge be a message etched in stone to communicate with the moon's unseen architects? The mathematical thread weaves further, touching the temples of Angkor Wat in Cambodia, built in the 12th century CE. Their central towers align with the moon's solstice positions, and their layout mirrors the lunar orbit's eccentricity. The distances between key structures match scaled-down versions of the Earth-Moon distance, as if the Khmer architects encoded celestial ratios into their sacred city. Similarly, the Chichon, its pyramid El Castillo, casts a serpentine shadow during equinoxes, but it steps 91 per side, totaling 364, plus the platform echo the lunar year's days. These alignments spanning continents and millennia suggest a global understanding of the moon's mathematical role, perhaps guided by a shared ancient knowledge. Were these cultures in contact with beings who designed the moon's orbit? Conspiracy theorists take this further, linking the moon's precision to the Anunnaki, extraterrestrial gods from Sumerian texts. Zechariah Sitchin's translations of cuneiform tablets describe the Anunnaki placing the moon in orbit to stabilize Earth's climate, their calculations ensuring the 400-to-1 eclipse ratio. Sitchin's work, though controversial, aligns with myths from the Dune of Marley, who claimed the Nomo-amphibious star beings engineered the moon as a sky egg to regulate life. These stories, dismissed as allegory, gain weight when paired with the moon's orbital anomalies. Its path, centered on Earth's equator, defies the expected wobble of a captured body. The giant impact hypothesis struggles to explain this, as debris from a collision should yield a chaotic orbit. Was the moon positioned with intent? Its numbers a signature of its creators? Freemasonic law adds a cryptic layer. Founded in the 18th century, Freemasonry incorporates lunar symbolism in its rituals, with the moon representing hidden knowledge. Some claim NASA's founders, like James Webb, were high-ranking Masons, embedding esoteric codes in the Apollo program. The mission patches, adorned with lunar crescent and geometric symbols, hint at a deeper agenda. Conspiracy theorists suggest the moon's alignment was known to ancient secret societies who built Giza and Stonehenge as part of a cosmic plan to align Earth with a lunar clock for apocalyptic prophecies. The number 366 recurring in Earth's rotations and the moon's cycles mirrors Masonic numerology, where it symbolizes cosmic order. Is this mere coincidence or evidence of a brotherhood guarding lunar secrets? Modern science struggles with these alignments. The moon's orbit, stable for billions of years, should have drifted under gravitational perturbations. Yet it remains a near-perfect circle. Is tidal lock an anomaly among satellites? In 2016, University of Arizona researchers found the moon's gravitational pull subtly alters Earth's ionosphere, affecting radio signals. This suggests a precision beyond natural formation, as if the moon were tuned to Earth's electromagnetic field. Could it be a cosmic instrument, its ratios designed to resonate with our planet's rhythms. The 400:1 eclipse ratio, unchanged for eons, feels like a mathematical signature, a code we've yet to crack. The implications are profound. If the moon's alignment is artificial, could serve as a regulator, stabilizing Earth's axis to enable seasons, tides, and life itself. Without it, our planet might wobble chaotically, rendering complex ecosystems impossible. But what if this stability comes at a cost? Some esoteric thinkers like Rudolf Steiner suggest the moon's influence binds humanity to material existence, limiting spiritual ascension. Its perfect ratios, they argue, are a trap, a calculated illusion to keep us tethered to a controlled reality. Imagine the moon as a cosmic metronome, its ticks dictating not just tides, but the boundaries of our consciousness. The moon's mathematical perfection eclipses orbit's alignments with ancient sites, challenges us to see it as more than a rock. Is it a beacon broadcasting a signal we're not yet ready to hear? A monument built by hands unseen to mark Earth's place in a larger design, or a lock its ratios, a key to a truth we've forgotten as its light bathes the night? Maybe over a quiet porch in Virginia or a bustling street in San Francisco. What do these numbers whisper to you? Do they feel like chance or purpose? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you're enjoying this cosmic journey, consider subscribing to Codex of the Lost and tapping the bell to catch more lunar tales. The moon remains a puzzle, its equations a whisper of a cosmos crafted with intent, urging us to ponder its secrets as we gaze upward. Beneath the moon's pale glow, casting its timeless light over the American heartland from the misty hills of Appalachia to the windswept deserts of Nevada, we pause to listen to whispers from a time long forgotten. Welcome back, dear listeners, to Codex of the Lost. I am Mr. your guide through the shadows of the cosmos, where the moon's secrets unfold like pages of an ancient book. Tonight we journey to an era when the sky held no silver orb, when the heavens were empty of its watchful gaze. Ancient myths of a moonless earth. When the sky was empty, what if the moon so familiar to us now was absent from the lives of our ancestors? Across cultures from African plains to Greek mountains, tales persist of a world without the moon, a time of chaos and wonder before its arrival changed everything. These stories, etched in oral traditions and sacred texts, beckon us to explore a past where the night was truly dark and humanity stood alone under an unlit sky. Let us tread softly into this forgotten epic where myths may hold truths too strange to dismiss. In the heart of southern Africa, the Zulu people tell of a time when the sky was bare, devoid of the moon's gentle light. Their elders speak of a world plunged into unrelenting darkness each night, where stars alone guided the way, and the tides surged without rhythm. This was an era of upheaval, they say, when the earth trembled, and human tribes wandered in fear, unsure of the seasons or the cycles of life. The Zulu recount the arrival of the moon as a divine gift brought by beings from the stars to calm the chaos. The story, passed through generations, describes a great light that settled into the sky, restoring order and giving birth to time itself. Was this mere folklore or a memory of a cataclysmic event that reshaped the world? Across the ocean, in the ancient Peloponnese of Greece, the Arcadians, a mysterious tribe, claimed to be proselytes, people who lived before the moon. Their legends, recorded by the philosopher Aristotle in the 4th century B.C., speak of a primal earth where nights were endless and the stars burned with a fierce, untamed brilliance. The Arcadians believed their ancestors roamed this moonless world, guided by instincts rather than calendars, until the goddess Selene descended, her chariot of light anchoring the heavens. The Orphic hymns, sacred to Greek mystics, describe her arrival as a disruption, a shift that tamed the wild earth but bound humanity to new rhythms. Why would a people so advanced in astronomy preserve such a tale? Could it be an echo of a time when the moon was not yet in orbit? In South America, the Chiba of Colombia weave a similar thread into their oral traditions. Their myths tell of a sky without a moon, a time when the god Baika, a celestial wanderer, brought a shining orb to illuminate the night and regulate the floods that ravaged their lands. The Chibcha describe a great upheaval before the moon's arrival when rivers overflowed and mountains shook as if the earth itself rebelled against its own chaos. The moon, they say, was set in place by Bachika's will, a beacon to guide humanity into a new age. The precision of this language set in place suggests not a natural formation but an intentional act, as if the moon were a tool delivered to stabilize a fractured world. These stories converge on a startling theme. The moon's arrival marked a turning point in human history. In Mesopotamia, cuneiform tablets from the 3rd millennium B.C. describe a dark sky before the god Sin. The moon deity was sent to govern the night. The Enuma Elish, Babylon's creation epic, speaks of the moon not as a child of earth, but as a construct installed by divine decree to measure time. This motif repeats in the Popol Vuh, the sacred book of the Khit-Mir, where the sky is dark until the gods place the moon to divide light from chaos. The language is deliberate, not born, not formed, but placed as if the moon were an artifact of cosmic engineering. What knowledge did these ancient cultures share, separated by oceans and centuries to speak of a moonless earth? The myths gain eerie weight when paired with geological whispers. Sedimentary records from around 4 billion years ago show anomalies, sudden shifts in Earth's magnetic field, and tectonic surges that align with the estimated time of the moon's formation. The giant impact hypothesis, science's prevailing theory, posits that a Mars-sized body, Theia, collided with Earth, ejecting debris that coalesced into the moon. Yet the myths suggest a different narrative. Not a chaotic birth, but a deliberate arrival. Could these stories be cultural memories of a time when the moon was absent, its absence plunging Earth into instability? The Zulus' tales of chaotic tides, the Arcadians' endless nights. Do they encode a truth science has yet to fully grasp? Conspiracy theorists weave these myths into a bolder tapestry. Some, drawing on the work of Immanuel Velikovsky, proposed the moon was a captured planet drawn into Earth's orbit by extraterrestrial forces during a cosmic upheaval. Velikovsky's Worlds in Collision suggests this event triggered global floods like those in Noah's or Gilgamesh's epics reshaping civilizations. Others, like Zechariah Sitchin, claimed the Sumerian Anunnaki, starfaring gods, engineered the moon's placement to stabilize Earth for their experiments. Perhaps humanity itself. These theories, though fringe, find echoes in Bolivia's Calasasia Temple, built around 13,000 BC. Its stone carvings depict a moon entering orbit, surrounded by symbols of cataclysm, with the builders recording a historical event witnessed by their ancestors. The idea of a moonless Earth challenges our understanding of history. Without the moon's gravitational pull, Earth's axis would wobble wildly, seasons would vanish, and tides would surge unpredictably. Life as we know it, agriculture, migration, even consciousness might not have emerged. The myths suggest humanity survived this chaotic era, perhaps guided by beings who brought the moon to restore order. The Dune of Marley, with their precise knowledge of Sirius B, described the moon as a vessel delivered by the Namo, aquatic star beings. This vessel, they say, calmed the Earth's turmoil, but at a cost. It bound humanity to a new cycle, one dictated by lunar rhythms. Was this a gift or a leash? Esoteric traditions deepened the intrigue. In Vedic cosmology, the moon Chandra is born not from Earth but from the mind of the gods, a tool to govern human perception. Gnostic texts like the banned Gospel of Philip describe the moon as a creation of the archons, interdimensional rulers who use it to trap souls in a material prison. These stories, though mystical, resonate with the idea of a moonless Earth as a freer, wilder state before an artificial order was imposed. Could the moon's arrival have been a cosmic intervention reshaping not just Earth's physics but its spiritual destiny? Imagine a world where nights were starlit chaos, where humanity gazed upward without a lunar guide. The myths Zulu, Arcadian, Chibcha whisper of a time when Earth stood alone, its rhythms untamed. Did the moon's arrival save us or enslave us? Was it a natural body or a construct placed by hands unseen? These stories scattered across continents invite us to wonder what truths lie buried in the empty sky of our ancestors, waiting to be reclaimed under the moon's eternal watch. In the quiet hush of the American midnight, where city lights fade into rural darkness from the bustling avenues of Chicago to the tranquil shores of California, we turn our gaze to a pivotal chapter in the Luna saga. As we delve into the arrival of the moon, catastrophic impacts on ancient civilizations envision a world teetering on the brink, where the sudden intrusion of a celestial body unleashes forces that reshape humanity's destiny. What cataclysms might have followed the moon's entry into our skies? From devastating floods that swallowed cities to seismic upheavals that buried empires, ancient records paint a picture of turmoil tied to this enigmatic arrival. These narratives, scattered across continents like fragments of a shattered mirror, invite us to piece together a story of cosmic disruption, where the moon's coming was no gentle dawn, but a harbinger of apocalypse. Let us journey first to the cradle of Western civilization, where the Greek historian Herodotus chronicled tales of a moon that fell into place, triggering waves of destruction. In his accounts of Egyptian priests, he describes a time when the Nile's floods grew monstrous, overwhelming the land as if the earth itself rebelled. The priests spoke of a new light in the sky that altered the river's rhythm, causing inundations that erased entire villages and forced survivors to rebuild on higher ground. This aligns with Plato's dialogues where the philosopher recounts the fall of Atlantis. An advanced society sunk beneath the waves around 9,000 years before his time. Plato's sources, Egyptian sages, attributed the catastrophe to a celestial shift, a body entering Earth's orbit, destabilizing the planet's axis, and unleashing mega-tsunamis. Could the moon have been that intruder, its gravitational pull amplifying oceanic chaos to drown a continent? The details in Plato's Timaeus and Critias, earthquakes, floods, and a great light preceding the disaster stir a sense of unease, as if the moon's serene presence today masks a violent past. Venturing eastward, Sumerian clay tablets from 4000 BCE offer chilling parallels. The Epic of Gilgamesh, one of humanity's oldest written stories, narrates a deluge sent by the gods where Utnapishtim builds an ark to survive waters that cover the world. The tablets describe a prelude of celestial omens, a wandering star that settles in the heavens, followed by relentless rains and quakes. Scholars like Zechariah Sitchin interpret this as the moon's arrival engineered by the Anunnaki extraterrestrial deities who positioned it to control Earth's volatile environment. But the cost was immense. Civilizations along the Tigris and Euphrates were obliterated, their ziggurats reduced to mud, forcing a rebirth of society from the survivors' ashes. What knowledge was lost in those floods? Artifacts from unearthed in the 1920s show sudden shifts in pottery styles post-deluge, as if a cultural reset occurred, wiping away advanced techniques in metallurgy and astronomy. Across the Pacific, the Maori of New Zealand preserve oral histories of a moonless age ending in fiery cataclysm. Their legends tell of Ranginui, the Sky Father, parting from Earth Mother Papuanuku, only for a silver eye to appear, igniting volcanic eruptions that reshaped islands. The Maori describe ash clouds blotting the sun for years, crops failing, and tribes migrating in desperation. Geological evidence supports this. Sediment cores from New Zealand lakes show layers of ash dating to around 10,000 B.C., coinciding with global meltwater pulses from the end of the Ice Age. Could the moon's gravitational influence have triggered these eruptions, destabilizing tectonic plates? The Maui star law, precise in mapping constellations, curiously omits early references to the moon as if it was a latecomer to their skies, bringing both light and destruction. In the Americas, the Hopi of the Southwest recount a fourth world destroyed by a celestial arrival. Their prophecies inscribed on sacred tablets speak of a time when the sky was empty at night until a blue kachina danced into view, causing the earth to tilt and seas to rise. Villages were swallowed by sinkholes, and the survivors fled to high mesas where they rebuilt under the new lunar cycle. The Hope's Kever's underground chambers mimicking craters symbolize this upheaval, places where elders commune with star beings who placed the moon to prevent further chaos. Archaeological digs at Cho Canyon reveal sudden abandonment around 1000 C, but older sites show evidence of flash floods and seismic activity dating back millennia. What if the moon's insertion amplified Earth's wobbles leading to these abandonments? The Hop's oral precision, predicting eclipses centuries in advance, hints at inherited knowledge from a pre-lunar era when humanity navigated by stars alone. These global cataclysms find a scientific echo in the work of Immanuel Velikovsky, whose 1950 book, Worlds in Collision, proposed that planetary encounters caused ancient disasters. Velikovsky drew on myths from over 70 cultures, arguing that a cometary body, perhaps the moon's precursor, brushed Earth, unleashing plagues, floods, and darkness. He cited the biblical Exodus, where seas parted and manna fell from the sky as a record of gravitational turmoil from a close celestial pass. Egyptian papyri describes similar events, a disk of fire entering the heavens followed by red rains and quakes that toppled temples. Velikovsky's theories, though criticized for lacking rigor, align with ice core data showing atmospheric anomalies around 3000 B.C., including elevated iridium levels suggestive of extraterrestrial impacts. The moon's arrival, if not natural, raises profound questions about ancient civilizations' fates. In India, the Mahabharata epic narrates a war ending in nuclear-like devastation with a second sun appearing in the sky amid the chaos. Descriptions of Vimanas flying craft and cities vaporized by Brahma's weapon suggest a conflict tied to celestial shifts. Archaeological sites like Mohenjo-daro in Pakistan show skeletons frozen in poses of sudden death with vitrified bricks indicating intense heat. Could the moon's gravitational insertion have exacerbated tectonic stresses triggering volcanic chains that mimicked atomic blasts? The Rig Veda's hymns to Chandra, the moon god, portray him as a late comer, a pacifier after a time of eternal night and trembling earth. In China, the Hongxi text from the 2nd century B.C. recounts a moonless epoch when dragons roamed the skies, causing floods that submerged the land until the goddess Nua mended the heavens with a 5-cold stone. Perhaps a metaphor for the moon's stabilizing role. The Yellow River's ancient floods, documented in oracle bones, coincide with this narrative, wiping out Neolithic settlements and forcing a cultural rebirth. Emperor Yao's legends speak of 10 suns scorching the earth before the moon balanced the cosmos. These tales mirrored in Mayan codes describing a skyfall that drowned the Third World suggest a worldwide memory of lunar-induced calamity. What drove such widespread destruction? If the moon was placed by advanced beings, as myths imply, its arrival might have been a desperate measure to avert greater disaster, perhaps stabilizing a wobbling Earth at the cost of immediate havoc. The Younger Dust period around 12,000 years ago saw abrupt climate shifts, mega extinctions, and human populations plummeting. Sediment layers from Greenland to Antarctica show nanodiamonds and soot, signs of impacts or atmospheric upheavals. Was the moon's gravitational field the culprit pulling comets or altering orbits to bombard Earth? These ancient impacts linger in our collective psyche, fueling modern curiosities about the moon's origins. The biblical flood shared with Mesopotamian tales describes waters covering mountains, survivors in arks, and a new covenant under the rainbow, perhaps the stabilized atmosphere post-moon. Native American legends, like the Cherokee's great serpent uncoiling to release floods before the moon tamed the seas, echo this theme. Each story, unique yet interconnected, paints the moon's arrival as a double-edged sword, savior, and destroyer. As we reflect on these catastrophic legacies, the moon's light feels less comforting, more like a reminder of lost worlds. Civilizations rose from the ruins, their myths a testament to survival amid cosmic turmoil. What other secrets do these tales hold? Buried in the sands of time, the empty sky of Ya, now filled with the moon's enigmatic presence, leaves us pondering the price of stability and the forces that may have paid it. Tonight, we venture into the shadowy fringes where science blurs with the forbidden extraterrestrial origins. Reptilians, archons, and alien engineers. What if the moon's cradle was not forged in cosmic dust, but crafted by beings from beyond the stars? Cold-blooded reptilians lurking in hidden realms, ethereal archons weaving illusions of control, or masterful alien engineers sculpting worlds like clay. These theories, drawn from ancient scrolls and modern visionaries, pulse with a forbidden allure, challenging us to peer into the abyss of possibility as we unravel this web. Feel the chill of curiosity creep in, for the moon may hold the fingerprints of creators who still pull the strings. Let us first confront the reptilians, those serpentine shadows slithering through conspiracy law. David Icke, the British author who has captivated millions with his bold claims, paints the moon as a reptilian stronghold, a manufactured satellite beaming frequencies that snare humanity in a simulated reality. Nine-moon matrix theory posits that these shape-shifting entities descended from ancient bloodlines hollowed the moon eons ago as a control hub. Drawing from Zulu shaman Credo Mutwa's accounts, of the question lingers: are world leaders mere puppets, their decisions influenced by lunar broadcasts that amplify division and chaos? The reptilian narrative gains a hypnotic edge when tied to modern encounters. In the 1990s, reports from alleged abductees described reptilian beings emerging from craft that mimicked the moon's craters, their voices hissing commands in forgotten tongues. One whistleblower claiming ties to underground military bases like Dulce in New Mexico whispered of joint human-reptilian facilities extending to lunar outposts, where hybrid experiments blend DNA under the moon's glow. Phil Schneider, a geologist who purportedly worked on these sites before his suspicious death in 1996, spoke of reptilian engineers tunneling through the moon's crust, using advanced tech to maintain its orbit. Schneider's tales, dismissed as delusion, echo Aztec myths of Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent who descended from the heavens, perhaps a reptilian emissary cloaked in feathers. Could these beings be the architects behind the moon's perfect alignment, their cold calculations ensuring humanity remains in a perpetual state of submission? Shifting our gaze to the archons, those interdimensional phantoms from Gnostic mysticism, the moon takes on an even more insidious role. The Nag Hammadi texts unearthed in Egypt in 1945 describe archons as deceptive entities created by a false god, the demiurge, to imprison souls in a material illusion. In the Gospel of Philip, one of these banned scriptures, the moon is portrayed as an archonic tool, a luminous veil that distorts perception and feeds on human ignorance. The Gnostics warned that archons, formless yet manipulative, use the moon to broadcast low-frequency waves, trapping humanity in cycles of suffering and reincarnation. This resonates with modern interpretations by thinkers like John Lamb Lash, who views the Archons as parasitic AI from another dimension, hijacking the moon as a psychic amplifier. Lash's analysis of the text suggests the moon's arrival marked the Archon's conquest, turning Earth into a farm for emotional energy. Picture these ethereal predators, drifting like smoke through lunar voids, their influence seeping into dreams and desires. The Archon theory tantalizes with its blend of spirituality and science. Quantum physicists exploring consciousness, like Roger Penrose, have pondered non-local influences on the mind. Could Archons be those forces channeled through the moon's magnetic anomalies? Declassified CIA documents from the Stargate project reveal experiments where remote viewers glimpsed non-physical entities on the moon's far side, describing them as guardians of a simulated matrix. One viewer, Pat Price, sketched lunar bases guarded by shadowy figures, their forms shifting like illusions. Price's sudden death in 1975 ruled a heart attack, sparks suspicion. Was he silenced for unveiling Aaronic secrets? Ancient Coptic manuscripts echo this, portraying the moon as Sophia's fallen reflection, a tool the Archons used to mirror and mock divine creation. What if our nightly gaze at the moon reinforces their spell, binding us to a reality of their design? Now consider the alien engineers, those cosmic builders who may have forged the moon as a masterpiece of extraterrestrial craftsmanship. Soviet scientists Mikhail Vassin and Alexander Sherbakov in their 1970 Sputnik article proposed the moon as a hollow spacecraft engineered by an advanced race to observe or terraform Earth. Their evidence the moon's low-density seismic ringing and processed metals in samples suggesting an artificial shell camouflaged in rock. This idea draws from ancient Hindu epics like the Ramayana, where Vimana's flying machines transport gods who reshape planets. The engineers, perhaps from Sirius or Orion, could have towed the moon into orbit using it as a stabilizer for Earth's biosphere. Eric von Nien's Chariots of the Gods expands this, linking lunar anomalies to ancient alien visits where engineers built pyramids on Earth as blueprints for moon bases. The alien engineer hypothesis sparks wonder with its technological implications. Apollo samples revealed isotopes matching Earth's crust too closely for a random collision, hinting at deliberate assembly. Theorists like Jim Marrs suggest the moon's far side hides engineering feats, vast fusion reactors, or anti-gravity engines powering its subtle influences on Earth. Marrs ties this to Roswell's 1947 crash, where recovered tech allegedly included lunar maps, implying aliens scouted their creation. Native American Hopi prophecies describe star brothers placing the moon to avert catastrophe, their engineering a gift that birthed modern civilizations. But was it benevolence or experimentation? The moon's tidal lock, hiding one face, could conceal engineering scars, a deliberate veil over their work. These origins, reptilian, Aaronic, alien, intertwine in a dance of intrigue, each thread pulling us toward a moon born not of chance, but choice. Reptilians as overlords, Archons as deceivers, engineers as creators. They all cast the moon as a tool of cosmic intent. Ancient Egyptian texts hint at Ra's eye descending from the stars, a reptilian motif blended with iconic illusion. Modern channelers like Barbara Mariniak claim Pleiadian messages warning of lunar manipulations by these forces. The curiosity builds. Are reptilians the physical guardians? Archons the psychic puppeteers, and alien engineers the original builders? Their alliance fracturing over Earth's fate. As we ponder, the moon's origins feel alive with possibility, a nexus where extraterrestrial agendas converge. What if these beings still reside within their influences shaping our world? The reptilians' cold ambition, the Archons' subtle deceptions, the engineers' grand designs. They invite us to question the sky above. Each theory layered with myth and mystery leaves us hungry for more. The moon, eternal enigma, dangling truths just out of reach. In this vast unknown, the thrill lies in the chase, The endless wonder of what might be. What unseen forces does the moon exert on the oceans that crash against our shores? Or the rhythms pulsing within our bodies? From the relentless surge of tides to the enigmatic cycles that govern fertility and sleep, the moon weaves an invisible web, stirring ancient instincts and modern curiosities alike. And when it waxes full, whispers of madness emerge, linking werewolf legends to spikes in human behavior that science struggles to explain. The tides serve as the most visible testament to the moon's dominion, a gravitational embrace that shapes our planet's vast waters. Every day, the oceans rise and fall in response to the moon's orbit, creating high tides when it aligns with Earth and the sun, and even higher spring tides during full and new moons. This pull extends beyond mere water. It influences marine life in profound ways. Crabs and corals synchronize their breeding with lunar phases, releasing eggs under the full moon's light to maximize survival. Sea turtles navigate thousands of miles to nesting beaches, guided by the moon's subtle magnetic cues. But why such precision? Studies from the University of California show that even in controlled labs, away from natural light, these creatures adhere to lunar schedules as if an internal clock ticks in harmony with the moon. Could this be evolutionary residue or something engineered, a cosmic regulator ensuring life's ebb and flow remains predictable? This influence creeps inland, touching the human body in ways that blend science with shadow. Women's menstrual cycles, averaging 28 days, mirror the moon's 29, 5-day orbit, a connection noted since ancient times. In cultures like the Euro of California, women retreated to moon lodges during their periods, aligning with the new moon for renewal. Modern research from the University of Basel reveals that sleep patterns shift with lunar phases. Participants in windowless rooms still experience disrupted rest during full moons, their melatonin levels dipping as if the moon whispered through walls. The pineal gland, that tiny organ in the brain often called the third eye, produces dimethyltryptamine during deep meditation or near-death experiences, fostering visions of other realms. Yet, under the full moon's glare, this production surges or stalls unpredictably, leading some to speculate the moon blocks true awakenings, keeping humanity grounded in the material world. What if this isn't coincidence, but a designed interference, tuning our biology to a frequency that limits spiritual exploration? The moon's sway over madness adds a layer of intrigue, transforming serene nights into stages for the inexplicable. The term lunacy stems from Luna, the Roman moon goddess, reflecting beliefs that full moons unleash inner demons. Emergency rooms across America report spikes in admissions during these phases, up to 20% more for psychiatric cases. According to a study from the University of Miami, violent crimes too escalate. Data from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, though not publicly emphasized, shows patterns in assaults and homicides aligning with Luna fullness. In 1982, a 4-year analysis published by the International Institute of Health documented increased aggression in urban areas under the full moon's light. Police officers in cities like Los Angeles and New York often joke about full moon fever. But is it mere superstition? Research from the University of Washington suggests the moon's brightness disrupts circadian rhythms, heightening adrenaline and reducing impulse control. Yet deeper questions arise. Why do epileptic seizures peak then or bipolar episodes intensify? Could the moon's electromagnetic fields interact with our brain waves, amplifying theta states associated with trance or turmoil? Werewolf legends amplify this lunar madness, rooting in European folklore where full moons transform men into beasts. The tale of Leon, cursed by Zeus to become a wolf, ties to Greek myths of moon-induced frenzy. Similar stories span continents. Native American tribes spoke of skinwalkers emerging under the full moon, while African law describes hyena, men prowling in its light. These aren't isolated fables. They echo real conditions like clinical lyanthropy, where individuals believe they shift forms during lunar peaks. A 2016 study in the Journal of Affective Disorders linked full moons to heightened delusions, suggesting a biological trigger. But what if these legends mask encounters with shapeshifters, entities drawn by the moon's energy? Conspiracy theorists whisper of ancient blood rituals timed to full moons for extraterrestrial harvesting, where elites summon forces that feed on heightened emotions. Big Pharma, they claim, suppresses research linking lunar cycles to mental health, profiting from drugs that dull these natural surges rather than exploring their cause. The moon's biological pull extends to subtler realms like plant growth and animal migrations. Farmers in rural America have long planted by lunar phases, sowing seeds during the waxing moon for better yields, a practice backed by biodynamic studies, showing increased sap flow. Then insects, too, respond. Moths navigate by moonlight polarization, their flights peaking under its beam. Birds like the bar-tailed godwit migrate thousands of miles, their internal compasses tuned to lunar cues even in cloudy skies. A 2013 study in Current Biology found humans isolated from light still shifted sleep by 25 minutes during full moons, hinting at an evolutionary link. But why this sensitivity? Some speculate it's residue from a prelunar Earth where life adapted to starlight alone, only for the moon's arrival to rewrite our genetic code. The pineal gland's role fascinates here. Calcifies with age, but under lunar influence, it may awaken, producing visions blocked by modern pollutants or deliberate frequencies from the moon itself. Conspiracies swirl around these influences, suggesting the moon as a tool for control. Theorists like Fritz Springmeier claim secret societies harness lunar madness for rituals, amplifying collective fear to maintain power. Big Pharma's alleged suppression of lunar mental health links ties to this, with patents for mood stabilizers ignoring cyclic patterns. Ancient blood sacrifices, from Aztec heart offerings to Celtic moonlights, may have been tributes to extraterrestrial overseers harvesting bioenergy during peaks. Your body dancing to this alien rhythm feels the pull. Heart rates quicken. Dreams intensify. Secrets surface under the full moon's gaze. What hidden codes does it activate within us? Stirring madness or revelation? These biological ties leave us pondering the moon's intent. Tides sculpt coastlines. Cycles dictate birth. Madness unveils the mind's depths, each a thread in a lunar tapestry. Is it benevolent guardian or subtle manipulator? Its influence is a gift or a chain. The full moon rises, casting long shadows, inviting us to feel its touch and question what rhythms it truly commands. In this exploration of mind control and frequency manipulation, the moon as a psychic firewall, we peel back layers of reality to question whether that glowing orb is a benign companion or a sophisticated barrier filtering our perceptions and coring our consciousness like an invisible fence. Imagine the moon not as a reflector of sunlight, but as a transmitter of unseen waves, broadcasting signals that nudge your dreams, your decisions, and even your sense of self. Could it be damping the very frequencies that would awaken humanity to a broader truth? Let us navigate this labyrinth of vibrations and veiled influences where science meets the esoteric. And the moon's role in our mental landscape reveals itself in tantalizing glimpses. At the heart of this enigma lies the Schumann resonance, Earth's natural electromagnetic heartbeat, pulsing at around 783 Hz, a frequency that syncs with human brain waves in states of calm and creativity. Discovered in the 1950s by Winfried Otto Schumann, this resonance emanates from the cavity between Earth's surface and the ionosphere, influenced by lightning strikes and solar activity. Yet, studies from the University of Colorado in 2016 showed peculiar fluctuations in this resonance during lunar phases, as if the moon's gravitational tug warps the ionosphere, altering how these waves propagate. Researchers noted dips in amplitude under the full moon, correlating with reports of heightened anxiety and disrupted sleep. What if this isn't random interference, but a deliberate modulation? Theorists speculate the moon acts as a damper, suppressing higher frequencies that could elevate human awareness, keeping us locked in beta wave states of stress and distraction. The curiosity builds. Why does the moon's pull seem to fine-tune Earth's electromagnetic field, almost like a remote control adjusting our collective mood? David Icke's moon matrix theory takes this a step further, portraying the moon as an artificial satellite engineered to broadcast a frequency fence trapping humanity in a holographic illusion. Argues that reptilian entities use the moon to emit low vibration signals, exploiting the human resonance to foster fear, division, and conformity. Draws on ancient Gnostic texts where archons, parasitic beings, craft illusions to feed on human energy, with the moon as their primary. Hammadi Library of John describes the moon as a counterfeit spirit, a psychic barrier blocking divine gnosis. IKEA connects this to modern anomalies. Satellite data from NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter in 2009 revealed unexpected radio bursts from the moon's far side, frequencies mimicking those used in mind-altering experiments. Could these bursts be targeted transmissions, subtly steering global events by amplifying negative emotions? The intrigue lies in reports from remote viewers like Ingo Swann, who in CIA sessions described lunar transmitters pulsing waves that dull human intuition, as if the moon were a cosmic jammer, preventing us from tuning into higher realities. This frequency manipulation echoes historical experiments in mind control like the CIA's MK-Ultra program from the 1950s to 7S. Declassified documents reveal tests using low-frequency electromagnetic fields to induce hallucinations and obedience, frequencies eerily similar to those altered by lunar phases. Participants reported visions of reptilian figures during full moon trials, as if the moon amplified the effects. Fast forward to HAARP in Alaska, the high-frequency active auroral research program accused of weaponizing ionospheric manipulation. Conspiracy circles claim HAARP syncs with lunar cycles to broadcast mood-altering waves, causing mass lethargy or agitation. A 2011 study from the University of Alaska noted ionospheric disturbances peaking during lunar alignments, correlating with spikes in reported psychic phenomena. What if HAARP is mimicking the moon's natural firewall, a human attempt to harness or counter its influence? The questions swirl. Are natural disasters like earthquakes or hurricanes exacerbated by these amplified frequencies? Or are they deliberate tests of control? Ancient wisdom adds a layer of mystique with Vedic texts describing the moon as a mind-altering elixir that both enlightens and ensnare. The Rig Veda warns of lunar rays that bind the senses, suggesting an ancient awareness of its manipulative power. In Mayan cosmology, the moon goddess Chel governs dreams and illusions, her cycles dictating shamanic visions that could liberate or trap the soul. These traditions hint at a psychic firewall where the moon filters cosmic energies, allowing only low-vibration thoughts to permeate. Modern biofield research from the HeartMath Institute shows human electromagnetic fields resonating with the Schumann frequency. But lunar interference disrupts this coherence, leading to emotional turbulence. During full moons, global meditation groups report breakthroughs in consciousness, as if pushing against the barrier yields glimpses of unfiltered truth. Could collective intent weaken this firewall, allowing higher frequencies to flood in? The moon's role as a frequency manipulator tantalizes, with implications for daily life. Crime statistics from the New York Police Department show unexplained surges in erratic behavior during lunar peaks, while hospitals note increased admissions for anxiety disorders. A 2018 study in sleep medicine found that even blind individuals experience sleep disruptions under the full moon, suggesting a non-visual, perhaps electromagnetic influence. This ties to theories of the moon as a psychic firewall blocking multidimensional awareness. John Mack, in his explorations of quantum consciousness, proposes the moon's gravity warps spacing subtly, creating interference patterns that limit telepathic or intuitive abilities. Remote viewing programs like the CIA's Grill Flame in the 1980s reportedly failed during certain lunar phases, as if the moon jammed psychic signals. What ancient technologies might have countered this? Crystal grids or sacred sites aligned to bypass the barrier? In esoteric circles, the moon's manipulation is seen as a test, a veil humanity must pierce to evolve. Rudolf Steiner's anthroposophy describes the moon as a counter, its frequencies fostering materialism to spur spiritual growth. But conspiracy voices like those of Kathy O'Brien, acclaimed MKUltra survivor, alleged the moon's signals are weaponized by elites, amplifying mind control through media and technology. O'Brien's accounts of lunate rituals suggest a symbiotic link between the moon and human power structures. The curiosity peaks with reports of moon waves, viral videos showing rippling distortions on the lunar surface interpreted as holographic glitches in the matrix. Are these visual artifacts or leaks in the firewall revealing the moon's artificial nature? As we contemplate this psychic barrier, the moon's influences feel intimately personal. It tugs at your thoughts, perhaps dampening that spark of intuition or amplifying a fleeting doubt. Is it a natural guardian shielding us from overwhelming cosmic noise or a deliberate cage designed to keep us from the stars? Whether you're nestled in a Seattle apartment or gazing out over Nebraska's fields, what do you feel when the moon rises? Does it stir your thoughts or quiet them? Drop your reflections in the comments and tell us. Where are you tuning in from and what's the hour where you are? The Schumann hums faintly. The ionosphere shimmers and the moon watches its frequencies. A silent symphony of control. In this intricate dance of waves and will, the moon remains an unsolved equation, its manipulations a mirror to our untapped potential. In the shadowed corners of the space race, where national ambitions collide with unspoken alliances, the moon beckons with promises of power and peril. Welcome back, dear listeners, to Codex of the Lost. I am Mr. your whisperer of cosmic curiosities. As we peer into the veiled pursuits of nations probing the lunar frontier, tonight we illuminate modern probes and suppressed discoveries. What China and Russia know. A tale of cutting-edge missions, enigmatic findings, and the tantalizing possibility that these superpowers have unearthed secrets too profound to share. With China's Chunha fleet delving into the moon's dark side and Russia's lunar program resurrecting Soviet-era dreams, what hidden truths have they glimpsed? Anomalous radiation, gel-like anomalies, and whispers of artificial constructs. Could these be the keys to extraterrestrial legacies? Or are they guarded knowledge fueling a new era of lunar dominance? As we sift through the dust of recent explorations, feel the pull of intrigue, for the moon's surface may hold revelations that rewrite our place in the stars. China's ascent in lunar exploration has been nothing short of meteoric, with the Chong program leading the charge into uncharted territories. The Chang'e 4 mission in 2019 marked a historic first. A soft landing on the moon's far side where the U-22 rover trundled across the von Neumann crater, beaming back images of a landscape untouched by Earth's gaze. But it was the discovery of a gel-like substance in a small crater that ignited global speculation. Described officially as a glassy material from meteor impacts, the substance is unusual sheen and composition hinted at something more exotic. Perhaps residue from ancient volcanic activity. Or, as some theorists suggest, a synthetic compound left by non-human visitors. Fast forward to 2020, when Chunha 5 returned lunar samples from the near side, including young volcanic rocks that challenged our understanding of the moon's geological history. These samples, shared sparingly with international partners, revealed high concentrations of helium-3, a rare isotope prized for fusion energy. Yet, whispers from within China's space community suggest not all findings were disclosed. Anomalous crystalline structures in the regolith resistant to standard analysis were reportedly sequestered for classified study. What if these are remnants of engineered materials pointing to an artificial lunar core? By 2023, Chuna 6 extended the saga to the far side's South Pole Atkin Basin, retrieving subsurface samples that included exotic minerals like olivine and pyroxene in unexpected ratios. Official reports celebrated the haul as a boon for science, but leaked analyses hinted at subsurface voids, cavities that could house hidden chambers or ancient artifacts. As of August 2025, China's ambitions have surged forward with tests of the Lyre moonlander, a prototype for manned missions before 2030. On the 6th of August 2025, footage emerged of successful takeoff and touchdown simulations showcasing vertical propulsion systems that mimic alien tech in their efficiency. These tests, conducted in Inner Mongolia's deserts, reportedly included sensors detecting unexplained electromagnetic pulses during descent, dismissed as atmospheric interference, but fueling rumors of lunar frequency echoes. China's plans for the International Lunar Research Station by 2035, a collaborative outpost at the South Pole, include nuclear power plants developed with Russia compact reactors to sustain long-term habitation. But why the South Pole with its perpetual shadows and ice deposits? Conspiracy circles buzz that it's a cover for excavating suppressed discoveries like metallic anomalies detected by earlier orbiters, possibly relics of extraterrestrial engineering. Russia, meanwhile, has clawed its way back into lunar contention, blending Soviet legacy with modern grit. The Luna 25 mission in 2023 ended in heartbreak, crashing near the South Pole due to a propulsion glitch, but not before transmitting data on anomalous radiation. Spikes, bursts of gamma rays inconsistent with solar flares. Roscosmos downplayed it as cosmic background noise, but independent analysts suggested artificial sources, perhaps decaying isotopes from buried tech. Undeterred, Russia pressed on with Luna 26 in 2025. An orbiter mapping the moon's exosphere and identifying landing sites for future rovers. Launched in early 2025, it detected localized magnetic hotspots near the Boguski crater, areas where compasses would spin wildly, hinting at subsurface metallic structures. These findings, shared sparingly at international conferences, align with Soviet-era theories from the 972nd when Mikhail Vassin proposed the moon as an alien spaceship. By mid-2025, Russia's collaboration with China on the Lunar Research Station escalated with plans for a joint nuclear facility to power habitats. A Reuters report from April 2025 detailed designs for fish reactors on the lunar surface, but insiders whisper of exotic energy signatures detected during site surveys. Pulses that mimic quantum fluctuations, as if tapping into zero-point energy from hidden lunar sources. The suppressed discoveries from these probes paint a picture of international intrigue. China's Chang'e 8 slated for 2028, but with precursor tests in 2025. Selecting international payloads like rovers and scientific instruments, has already flagged subsurface anomalies in the South Pole's Shackleton crater. Official statements tout water ice for future fuel, but leaked payload proposals include drills capable of penetrating reinforced materials, sparking theories of targeting artificial layers. Russia's Luna 27, a lander-rover combo eyed for 2026, but with 2025 orbital recon, aims to sample these same regions with sensors tuned to detect synthetic isotopes. A 2025 announcement from Roscosmos highlighted unexplained thermal vents in preliminary data. Vents that could be exhaust from dormant machinery. The US, China, Russia space race intensifies here, with helium-3 mining touted as the prize, a clean fusion fuel abundant on the moon. Yet conspiracists argue it's a facade for claiming extraterrestrial tech. Advanced alloys, energy crystals, or even biomechanical remnants buried eons ago. The Armas program's delays, contrasted with Sino-Russian advances, fuel suspicions of a shadow-packed nations dividing lunar spoils while suppressing ET evidence to avoid global panic. What did China and Russia truly know? Whispers from defectors and hacked forums suggest joint expeditions have uncovered geometric engravings in craters. Symbols matching ancient Sumerian cuneiform, as if the moon bears messages from its builders. A 2025 payload from Europe's contribution to Chang'e 8 includes spectrometers that detected biosignatures in lunar soil organic compounds defying meteor origins. Roscosmos's 2025 space conference in Moscow hinted at non-natural radiation from the Farside data shared only with Beijing. These discoveries, if unsuppressed, could shatter paradigms, proof of alien engineering, or gateways to interdimensional tech. The International Lunar Research Station, with its nuclear backbone, might not just sustain humans, but reactivate dormant systems, harvesting helium-3 as a byproduct of ancient reactors. The race accelerates China's TAN when the 2nd of March S probe in May 2025 diverts attention while lunar drills prepare for deeper probes. Russia's Soyuz launches in April 2025 carried payloads for moon mapping. But encrypted transmissions suggest classified cargo for Farside relays. Curiosity grew stronger with each revelation. Are these nations unlocking the moon's core secrets or stumbling into traps set by long-gone guardians? Suppressed footage from U-2 allegedly shows moving shadows in craters dismissed as dust devils but resembling autonomous probes. Russia's 2025 cosmonaut training includes anomaly response protocols hinting at expected encounters. As Artemis lags, whispers of U.S. intelligence sharing or spying on Sino-Russian data grow with helium-3 stakes masking ET alliances. The moon's far side, silent and shielded, may hold bases active under the surface, their signals intercepted by these probes. What if the gel-like substance is a self-repairing nanomaterial or the radiation a beacon for returning visitors? These modern probes tease a narrative of discovery and deceit where China and Russia edge closer to lunar truths that could upend humanity. The suppressed findings, radiation, anomalies, engravings dangle like forbidden fruit, urging us to question the silence. As nations probe deeper, the moon guards its mysteries, its surface a threshold to wonders or warnings. What revelations await in the next core sample? Or the shadows of Shackleton? The intrigue builds, the moon's gaze unyielding, as we wonder if these powers know more than they dare reveal, and what price we'll pay when the truth emerges. As the moon's enigmatic far side remains forever turned away from our world, shrouded in perpetual mystery, we find ourselves compelled to imagine what lies in its unyielding shadows. We uncover the secrets hidden in craters that never see sunlight, regions where temperatures plummet to -230°F, and discoveries that hint at processes far stranger than mere geology. From China's groundbreaking Chuna missions revealing a parched, volatile landscape to whispers of recent seismic activity, suggesting the moon isn't as dormant as we thought. These forbidden zones challenge our understanding of a world just out of sight. What ancient forces or hidden mechanisms lurk in these shadowed realms? And why do they feel like territories we're not meant to tread? The far side's permanent shadows begin with its most colossal feature. The South Pole, Aitken Basin, a gargantuan impact scar stretching over 1,500 m across, deeper than Mount Everest, is tall. This basin, invisible from Earth, plunges into eternal darkness at its poles, where sunlight never penetrates, creating cold traps that could preserve ice and volatiles for billions of years. But recent revelations from China's Chang'e 6 mission, which returned samples from this basin in June 2024 and analyzed them through 2025, paint a picture far more dynamic and puzzling. Scientists from the Chinese Academy of Sciences announced in July 2025 that the far side's mantle is severely depleted in key elements like thorium and uranium, suggesting a history of intense volcanic stripping that left it barren compared to the near side. This depletion combined with evidence of ancient eruptions dating back 4.2 billion years and a surprising rebound in the Moon's magnetic field around 2.88 billion years ago implies forbidden zones where magnetic anomalies could still linger, perhaps shielding or concealing subsurface oddities. Why would the far side's interior be so stripped? Almost as if something or someone mined it clean, leaving behind a skeletal structure that defies symmetry with the near side. These shadows extend to craters like Shackleton at the South Pole, a forbidden zone of sorts where NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter has mapped ice deposits in perpetual darkness, but with thermal anomalies that don't quite add up. In 2025, updates from the orbiter's ongoing mission. Faint signatures were detected emanating from depths where no sunlight reaches, hinting at possible geothermal activity or residual warmth from unknown sources. Could these be vents releasing gases from a hidden reservoir or echoes of artificial processes? The intrigue deepens with Russia's Luna 25 crash in 2023, which before its demise near the South Pole, transmitted brief data on gamma-ray bursts, inconsistent with natural radiation spikes that Roscosmos quietly analyzed in 2025. Suggesting isotopic decay from materials not native to the Moon. As Russia prepares Luna 26 for a 2027 launch with 2025 orbital tests already underway, speculation mounts that these zones harbor forbidden remnants, perhaps metallic debris or engineered alloys buried in the regolith. China's U-22 rover roaming the far side since the Chang landing in 2019 added to the mystique with its 2022 discovery of sticky gel-like soil in a crater, a substance that clung to its wheels like nothing on the near side. By 2025, further analysis of similar samples from Chang'e 6 revealed this gel as a glassy melt with unusual adhesive properties, possibly formed by high-energy impacts or exotic processes. But why is the far side soil more cohesive, almost supportive, as if designed to hold structures in place? Forbidden zones like the Vonnerman crater where U-22 operates have yielded dark greenish materials glistening under rover lights reminiscent of vitrified rocks from nuclear tests. A 2025 paper in Nature from the Chinese Academy of Sciences speculated these could result from ancient volcanic outbursts, but with geochemical signatures depleted in water, making the far side's mantle far drier than expected. This Aditi confirmed in April 2025 by comparing Chun's 6 samples to Nearside 1's raises eyebrows. How could one hemisphere be so parched unless an external force selectively evaporated its volatiles, creating zones where life or technology might hide in cryogenic preservation? The permanent shadows also conceal potential magnetic hotspots, zones where compasses would fail and electronics glitch. Data from Japan's Kagaya orbiter reanalyzed in 2025 showed localized magnetic fields on the far side stronger than predicted, possibly remnants of an ancient dynamo that fluctuated wildly 2.8 billion years ago. As per Chang'e 6 findings, these fields could act as natural shields, protecting forbidden areas from solar wind erosion or prying signals. NASA's planned Lucy Night radio telescope set for a 2026 launch, but with 2025 preparatory simulations aims to listen for cosmic whispers from the far side's quietude free from Earth's radio noise. Yet early tests in 2025 detected unexpected low-frequency hums during lunar night simulations echoing the Apollo-era whistling sounds. Are these echoes of a psychic firewall or signals from engineered devices buried in shadowed craters? Forbidden zones extend to the Moon's polar regions where eternal darkness preserves volatiles in ways that intrigue astrobiologists. The 2025 discovery from Chang'e 6 of lower water content in farside mantle rocks suggests these shadows might not harbor the expected ice abundance challenging models of lunar formation. Instead, they could conceal exotic ices or hydrocarbons perhaps deposited by cometary impacts or intentional seeding. Russia's collaboration with China on the International Lunar Research Station with 2025 blueprints revealing deep drilling capabilities hints at targeting these zones for resource extraction. But whispers at Moscow conferences suggest aims beyond helium-3 probing for biomechanical traces or anomalous crystals that defy natural crystallization. The far side's mysteries culminate in its vast, uncharted basins like the Apollo Basin where Chong 6 landed. 2025 analyses unveiled volcanic basalts from 4.25 billion years ago with textures indicating rapid cooling in low gravity almost as if artificially induced. These zones, blanketed in permanent shadow near the poles, could hide entrances to subsurface networks, as suggested by over 200 newly discovered ridges in a January 2025 Smithsonian study, implying recent tectonic activity that contradicts the Moon's dead status. The ridges clustered in volcanic plains appear youthful, formed within the last 200 million years, raising the specter of ongoing processes or reactivations in forbidden depths. As probes like India's Chandrayaan-3 and NASA's Artemis orbiters circle closer in 2025, the far side's shadows tease with potential revelations. Will the next drill bit unear evidence of artificial voids? Or will these zones remain eternally forbidden? Guardians of lunar enigmas. The Moon's dark hemisphere with its permanent shadows and mysterious zones stands as a testament to the unknown, urging us to wonder what lies concealed in its cold embrace. Beneath the Moon's craters lie treasures that could power our future or unravel hidden truths. Helium-3 for unlimited energy, water ice for sustaining life, and rare metals that whisper of origins beyond our world. But as nations race to extract these riches, whispers of conspiracies emerge, secret pacts, suppressed alien tech, and a battle for control that could expose extraterrestrial legacies. With companies like Interune unveiling prototypes in 2025, and China forging ahead with robotic drills. What dark undercurrents lurk in this celestial gold rush? Helium-3 stands as the crown jewel of lunar resources, a rare isotope embedded in the Moon's soil by billions of years of solar wind bombardment. Unlike Earth's scarce supplies, the Moon holds an estimated 1 million tons, enough to power fusion reactors for centuries without radioactive waste. In July 2025, Luna Helium-3 Mining LLC LH3M secured its 5th U.S. patent for an end-to-end extraction architecture covering detection, separation, and transport of this elusive gas. Their system envisions swarms of autonomous rovers sifting regolith under the harsh lunar vacuum, heating it to release trapped helium-3 before compressing it for earthbound shipments. But the conspiracy angle sharpens here. Theorists claim helium-3 isn't just fuel. It's a byproduct of ancient alien reactors buried in the Moon's crust. David Icke's followers suggest reptilian overlords seeded it deliberately, and mining it could awaken dormant tech, triggering a cosmic response. With LH3M's patents emphasizing non-terrestrial efficiency, one wonders if their designs draw from classified Roswell artifacts reverse-engineered for lunar ops. Interune, a Seattle-based startup, has stolen headlines in 2025 with its aggressive push toward helium ray harvesting. In May, they unveiled a full-scale prototype excavator developed with construction giant Vermeer, a machine capable of churning 110 tons of lunar dirt per hour. This beast, dubbed the Vermeer Luna Harvester, features articulating arms for scooping regolith and onboard processors to extract helium-3 on site, minimizing waste. Interune CEO Rob Mears of Blue Origin Alum announced partnerships with the U.S. Department of Energy DOE and quantum computing firm Mabel Quantum, who see helium-3 as a coolant for next processors. By July 2025, Interune revealed deals to supply this isotope to quantum labs, with the DOE lining up as a key buyer for fusion research. Yet, conspiracies swirl. Why the rush? Some claim Interlune's tech stems from suppressed NASA data on lunar energy nodes, hotspots where helium-3 concentrations spike unnaturally as if artificially enriched. Online forums buzz with theories that mining these could disturb extraterrestrial beacons, signaling to ancient visitors or activating hidden defenses. Interune's 2029 pilot plant goal feels like a timeline pressured by something unseen. Perhaps a race against China to claim these secrets before they awaken. Water ice locked in the moon's polar craters offers another prize with layers of intrigue. NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter confirmed billions of tons in shadowed regions. A resource for rocket fuel and life support. In 2025, India's Chandrayaan-3 follow-up mission mapped these deposits with unprecedented detail, revealing ice mixed with unusual hydrocarbons compounds that theorists linked to chemtrail deliveries or alien biosignatures. Russia's Luna 26 orbiter, launching in late 2025, plans to scan these zones with neutron detectors. But early simulations detected volatile plumes suggesting subsurface venting. Conspiracies ignite here. If the ice harbors microbial fossils or engineered molecules, mining it could expose proof of panspermia or deliberate seeding by extraterrestrials. The Artemis program's 2025 delays, contrasted with China's Chang'e 7 South Pole lander set for 2026, fuel suspicions of a cover-up. Perhaps U.S. intelligence knows these zones hold forbidden artifacts like crystalline structures that resonate with unknown frequencies, and they're stalling to let allies extract them first. Rare earth elements and metals add fuel to the conspiratorial fire. Luna soil brim with titanium, aluminum, and thorium materials for advanced alloys and nuclear tech. China's Chang'e 6 samples from 2024 analyzed through 2025 showed thorium concentrations higher than expected. Ideal for thorium reactors. Russia and China's joint International Lunar Research Station with 2025 blueprints for nuclear fission plants by 2035 plans to mine these for on-site power. A Reuters report in April 2025 detailed compact reactors to sustain habitats. But insiders hint at exotic isotopes in the mix. Perhaps uranium-236 from artificial transmutation. Theorists like Richard Hogland argue these metals are remnants of alien megastructures, and mining them risks activating dormant systems. Interun's 2025 partnerships with quantum firms suggest helium-3 isn't the only target. Rare earths could enable room temperature superconductors, but conspiracies claim they're laced with ET nanotechnology. Self-replicating bots that could hijack human tech upon return. The future conspiracies surrounding moon mining thicken with geopolitical tensions. The US-led Artemis Accords clash with China. Russia's Lunar Pact, dividing the moon into spheres of influence. In 2025, NASA's fast-tracked nuclear plans for the mid-2032 ND aim to outpace the Sino-Russian reactor. But Politico reports warn of espionage, hacked designs, and sabotaged probes. Conspiracies abound. Is the race a front for recovering alien crash sites, with helium-3 mining as cover for excavating UFO debris? Online sleuths point to 2025 X posts, formerly Twitter, alleging lunar waves as glitches in a holographic shield, hiding ET bases from miners. LH3M's patents include anomaly detection for avoiding unstable zones, fueling rumors of booby-trapped sites. As Interun eyes 2029 operations, theorists predict a disclosure event, miners unearthing proof of ancient visitors, forcing governments to reveal long-suppressed truths. These lunar resources, helium-3 for fusion dreams, ice for interstellar fuel, metals for revolutionary tech dangle like forbidden fruits. But the conspiracies cast long shadows. Will mining unlock unlimited energy or unleash cosmic guardians defending their secrets? As China's robotic arms dig deeper, and Russia's drills probe shadows, perhaps from a desert in Nevada or a rooftop in New York. What do you think lies beneath the regolith? Is it power, peril, or proof of alien hands? Drop your ideas in the comments. And if these mysteries spark your curiosity, feel free to hit subscribe and ring the bell for more cosmic unravelings. As the moon's silvery veil drapes over the quiet suburbs of Ohio and the rugged canyons of Utah, we find ourselves tracing invisible threads that bind our planet to its celestial sentinel. Welcome back, dear listeners, to Codex of the Lost. I am Mr. your companion in the night's gentle unraveling, where the boundaries between earth and sky blur into a tapestry of ancient enigmas. Tonight, we follow connections to earth mysteries, pyramids, ley lines, and lunar alignments, a web of alignments that stretch from the sands of Egypt to the stones of England, hinting at a profound harmony, or perhaps a deliberate code linking human monuments to the moon's eternal dance. What if these structures built by hands long turned to dust were designed not just for the stars, but for a moon that holds secrets in its phases? As we connect the dots across continents and epochs, feel the spark of wonder ignite, for these alignments may reveal a blueprint drawn by forces that knew the moon's true nature. The Great Pyramid of Giza stands as a colossal question mark in the desert, its precision defying the tools of its time. Constructed around 580 B.C., this behemoth aligns with true north to within a fraction of a degree. Its base a perfect square where the perimeter equals the height multiplied by 2 pi. A mathematical nod to the circle or perhaps the moon's orbit. But the lunar link runs deeper. The pyramid's height when scaled mirrors the Earth-Moon distance, and its chambers resonate with frequencies that peak during lunar eclipses. Egyptologists attribute this to solar worship. Yet alternative thinkers like Robert Bovell propose the pyramids mimic Orion's belt with the moon's path influencing their orientation. During the full moon, shadows cast by the pyramids align with nearby temples, creating patterns that some interpret as lunar calendars. Could the pharaohs guided by priests who charted the moon's cycles have encoded messages about its artificial origins ratios that echo the 400-to-1 eclipse perfection, as if honoring a crafted celestial body across the Atlantic? Teotihuacan's Pyramid of the Moon in Mexico echoes this lunar reverence, built around 200 CE with alignments that track the moon's northernmost setting every 18.66 years. A cycle known as the lunar standstill. Unlike its solar counterpart, this pyramid orients to the moon's path, its summit of vantage for rituals where shamans invoked visions under its light. Beneath the structure, archaeologists in 2017 unearthed mica sheets, a mineral not local to the area, used in modern electronics for insulation layered in ways that suggest acoustic amplification. During lunar alignments, the pyramid's chambers hum with low frequencies as if tuned to the moon's gravitational whispers. Mexican legends speak of Teotihuacan as a place where men become gods, with the moon goddess Coyolxauhqui guiding the builders. What if this mica served as a conductor linking earthly energies to lunar signals, creating a portal for otherworldly communication? The site's abandonment around 550 CE coincides with volcanic activity that some tie to lunar-induced tectonic shifts, leaving us to ponder if the alignments were warnings, not just observatories. Ley lines weave an even more elusive thread. Those supposed energy pathways crisscrossing the globe, first mapped by Alfred Watkins in 1925 as ancient trackways aligning sacred sites from Stonehenge to the Nazca Lines. These invisible corridors pulse with geomagnetic anomalies, and lunar alignments add a layer of intrigue. At Avery in England, the largest stone circle in Europe, ley lines converge where the moon's path during solstices casts elongated shadows across the stones, mirroring patterns seen in lunar craters. Dowsers report heightened energies along these lines during full moons, with compasses spinning wildly. Paul Devo's research in the 992nd linked ley lines to dragon paths in Chinese Funu, where lunar eclipses amplify the flow. Could these lines be artificial grids engineered to harness the moon's frequencies, perhaps by the same forces that positioned it? Modern satellite data from 2023 shows electromagnetic surges along ley lines during lunar periges, coinciding with reports of vivid dreams and synchronicities near these sites. Imagine standing at a ley intersection under the moon, feeling a subtle hum. Is it Earth's pulse or a transmission from the lunar core? The Nazca Lines in Peru, etched between 500 BCE and 500 CE, stretch this curiosity further. They're massive geoglyphs visible only from above, aligning with lunar risings during equinoxes. The hummingbird and spider figures point toward the moon's southern extreme, as if signaling to the sky. Maria Rich, who studied them in the mid-10th century, proposed they were astronomical calendars. But recent drone surveys in 2024 revealed hidden lines forming grids that match the moon's orbital eccentricity. Peruvian shamans speak of the lines as pathways to the moon goddess, where ayahuasca visions reveal interstellar travelers using them as landing guides with no clear purpose for ground-level creation. The lines tease a lunar connection, perhaps markers for ancient mining operations extracting resources under the moon's watchful eye. Satellite imagery shows faint electromagnetic anomalies along these paths spiking during lunar phases, hinting at buried conductors or energy amplifiers. In North America, the Cahokia Mounds near St. Louis align with lunar standstills. Their Woodhenge circles tracking the moon's 18-6-year cycle with posts that cast shadows mimicking eclipse patterns. Built around 150 CE by the Mississippian culture, these mounds hum with unexplained acoustics during full moons as if resonating with distant frequencies. Archaeologists in 2022 unearthed quartz crystals beneath the central mound, materials that amplify piezoelectric effects, converting mechanical stress into electricity. Could these be ancient tech tuned to lunar gravity waves, creating energy fields along laic paths? Native oral histories describe moon spirits descending during alignments, sharing knowledge that birthed the mounds. The site's abrupt decline around 1350 C coincides with a mini ice age, possibly exacerbated by lunar-induced climate shifts, leaving artifacts that puzzle experts. These connections, pyramids echoing lunar ratios, ley lines pulsing with moon-timed energy, alignments bridging Earth and sky form a global puzzle, each piece hinting at a deliberate design from Giza's mathematical perfection to Nazca's aerial signals. The moon seems woven into humanity's sacred architecture, as if our ancestors built in homage or warning to its influence. What forgotten wisdom guided these creations? And why do they resonate with the moon's cycles? Modern dowsers and geomancers report lunar nodes along ley lines, points where energies surge, coinciding with eclipse paths. Satellite data from 2023 confirms geomagnetic spikes at these nodes during full moons, suggesting a network that could transmit or receive signals from the lunar surface. The intrigue lies in the implications. Were these sites power stations harnessing lunar gravity for ancient tech, or beacons signaling to extraterrestrial overseers? The pyramid of the moon's mica layers could have amplified frequencies linking to ley grids that span the globe. Stonehenge's blue stones, transported hundreds of miles, vibrate under ultrasound during lunar events, as discovered in 2019 studies. These alignments from Teotihuacan to Cahokia form a pattern too intricate for coincidence. Perhaps a planetary circuit tuned to the moon's orbit. As we connect these Earth mysteries, the moon's role shifts from passive observer to active participant. Its alignments, a code waiting to be cracked. What messages do they hold? Etched in stone and line under the moon's unblinking eye, consider the moon as an archive of memory, a cosmic library etched in stone and shadow, preserving the imprints of eons. Ancient philosophers like Plato spoke of the realm of forms, eternal ideas beyond the physical, and in his allegory of the cave, shadows on the wall represent distorted perceptions of reality. What if the moon casts such shadows not just of light but of recollection, holding the collective unconscious, as Carl Jung described a reservoir of archetypes shared by all humanity? Jung himself pondered the moon's symbolism in dreams, associating it with the enigma, the feminine principle that bridges the conscious and subconscious. In this view, the moon stores ancestral memories, releasing them in phases. The new moon for introspection, the full for revelation. Modern thinkers like Rurt Sheldrake extend this with morphic fields, invisible patterns that shape behavior across time and space. Sheldrake's hypothesis suggests the moon could act as a nodal point for these fields, archiving human experiences and subtly influencing evolution. Imagine the moon absorbing the echoes of ancient civilizations, their triumphs, sorrows, and insights, retransmitting them as intuitive flashes during quiet nights. Does it explain those sudden epiphanies under its glow? Or the recurring dreams that feel like glimpses of past lives? This archival role intertwines with the moon's function as a regulator of consciousness. A subtle dial tuning the human psyche to specific frequencies. In Vedic philosophy, the moon or Chandra governs the mind, Manus waxing and waning to balance intellect and emotion. The Upanishads describe it as a filter for prana, the life force, modulating awareness to prevent overload from cosmic energies. Similarly, in Kabbalah, the moon corresponds to Yod, the foundation that channels divine light into the physical world, regulating the flow to avoid shattering the vessel of the soul. These traditions portray the moon as a cosmic throttle dampening higher states to maintain stability. Contemporary neuroscience adds a layer. Studies from the Max Planck Institute in 2023 showed lunar phases correlating with brain wave patterns, with alpha waves linked to relaxation and creativity peaking during the waxing moon, while delta waves for deep sleep dominate the waning. But why this regulation? Some esoteric scholars like Manly P. Hall suggest the moon was placed as a veil of Maya, an illusion in Hindu terms to regulate consciousness evolution, ensuring humanity advances at a controlled pace. Without it, raw cosmic awareness might overwhelm, leading to madness or enlightenment too swift for our fragile forms. The moon's dual role sparks philosophical debates on free will versus determinism. If it archives memories and regulates consciousness, are our thoughts truly our own or echoes from a lunar database? Friedrich Nietzsche's eternal recurrence comes to mind. The idea that life repeats infinitely, perhaps facilitated by the moon as a cyclic regulating archetypal patterns to test the soul's growth. In contrast, existentialists like Jean-Paul Sartre might see the moon as a symbol of absurdity, its indifferent gaze reminding us of our freedom amid cosmic constraints. Yet, quantum theories of consciousness proposed by physicists like Roger Penrose and Stuart Hameroff introduce microtubular structures in neurons that could resonate with lunar gravitational waves, subtly influencing decisions. A 2024 study from the University of Copenhagen linked tides to neurotransmitter fluctuations, suggesting the moon fine-tunes serotonin and dopamine, regulators of mood and motivation. This raises ethical quandaries. If the moon modulates consciousness, is it a benevolent teacher archiving lessons for growth or a manipulative warden suppressing revolutionary thoughts? Gnostic perspectives deepen the intrigue, viewing the moon as a tool of the demiurge, a false creator archiving false memories to perpetuate illusion. The Nag Hammadi texts warn of lunar influences that cloud gnosis, true knowledge, regulating consciousness to favor materiality over spirit. This aligns with shamanic traditions where ayahuasca visions under the full moon reveal lunar entities guarding archived souls, releasing them only to those who pierce the veil. Modern experiences report out-of-body travels to the moon's interior describing vast halls of crystalline records, Akashic libraries holding humanity's timeline. Could near-death experiences, often featuring a light at the end of the tunnel, be lunar-regulated glimpses into this archive, dosing consciousness with just enough to inspire without overwhelming? The philosophical depths invite endless speculation. What if the moon's phases symbolize stages of enlightenment? The crescent for awakening, the full for integration, or perhaps it's a consciousness capacitor, storing collective trauma like wars and pandemics, releasing them in cultural waves. As quantum entanglement theories suggest non-local connections, the moon might link individual minds to a universal archive, explaining synchronicities during eclipses. The curiosity swells. Does meditating under the moon unlock personal memories from past lives or tap into humanity's shared vault? Philosophers like Henry Bergson, with his concept of pure duration, might see the moon as a regulator of time perception, archiving moments to prevent the chaos of timelessness. In these depths, the moon transcends rock and regolith, becoming a philosophical enigma, a memory vault and consciousness curator that shapes our inner worlds. Its light, soft yet insistent, prompts us to ask, what archive truths await recall, and how does its regulation serve or hinder our evolution? As you ponder this under the night sky, maybe from a porch in Florida or a hillside in California, what questions does the moon spark in you? Have you ever felt a memory stir under its gaze? Share your thoughts below and let us know, where are you listening from? And what time is it there? The night deepens. The moon's depths mirror our own, a regulator inviting us to probe the boundaries of mind and mystery, forever stirring the soul's quiet quest. Tonight we confront a subtle yet profound shift in our celestial partnership. The drifting moon, ominous signs of impending chaos. Inch by inch, the moon edges away from Earth, a gradual exodus that could unravel the delicate balance sustaining life as we know it. With recent measurements in 2025 confirming an acceleration in this drift now clocked at precisely 382 centimeters per year. What ripples might this send through our oceans, climates, and even societies? As scientists debate the timeline, conspiracy whispers grow louder. Is this natural entropy or engineered withdrawal signaling impending upheaval? The phenomenon begins with tidal friction, that invisible dance between Earth and Moon, where gravitational tugs slow our planet's spin while propelling the moon outward. Laser-ranging experiments bouncing beams off Apollo-era reflectors since the 972nd have tracked this recession meticulously. In April 2025, a report from the National Radio Astronomy Observatory refined the rate to 382 centimeters annually, a figure echoed in NASA's updated models from June. This energy transfer, Earth's rotation, fueling the moon's escape, lengthens our days by about 1.7 milliseconds per century, a creeping elongation that over eons could stretch daylight into unfamiliar patterns. But the immediate omens lie in the tides. Weaker gravitational pull means subdued ocean surges, potentially disrupting coastal ecosystems and weather systems. Imagine mangrove forests withering as tidal nourishment fades, or hurricane patterns shifting unpredictably without the moon's stabilizing anchor. A 2025 study from the University of Colorado published in March modeled these effects, predicting amplified coastal erosion in regions like Florida's Gulf Coast by 2100, where rising seas meet weakening tides in a volatile mix. Yet the chaos extends beyond the seas, seeping into biological clocks finely tuned to lunar rhythms. Marine species like corals, which spawn en masse under full moons, face desynchronization, potentially cascading through food chains to affect fisheries worldwide. On land, migratory birds and insects rely on moonlight for navigation. A dimmer, farther moon could confuse these journeys, leading to population crashes. Human health isn't immune. Circadian disruptions from altered day lengths might exacerbate sleep disorders, with a 2025 DOE report linking prolonged daylight to rising insomnia rates in simulated models. The philosophical undercurrent here tantalizes. If the moon regulates consciousness, as ancient texts suggest, its drift could erode collective memory, fostering societal amnesia, where history's lessons fade like waning light. Conspiracy forums in 2025 buzz with this, tying the drift to elite preparations for chaos bunkers stocked by billionaires, as if anticipating a world without the moon's steady hand. Ominous signs multiply in geophysical forecasts. Earth's axial tilt, stabilized by the moon's gravity, might wobble more freely, inviting extreme seasons, scorching summers bleeding into endless winters, glaciers advancing unpredictably. A May 2025 simulation from the Max Planck Institute projected ice age-like conditions in millennia. But accelerated drift, possibly influenced by climate change's melting poles, could hasten this. Seismic activity surges in models too, without the moon's dampening effect. Earthquakes and volcanism rise, as seen in hypothetical scenarios where Pacific Ring of Fire eruptions multiply. The 2025 Indy 10,000 article from April highlighted this warning of days so elongated that ecosystems collapse. Grandmothers symbolizing vulnerable elders succumbing to disrupted bio-YTHMS. But conspiracies elevate the dread. YouTube channels in 2025. Like those speculating on the moon losing a piece due to asteroid 2024 PT5's temporary orbit. Spin tales of deliberate fragmentation. A moonsplit prophecy from Islamic law reinterpreted as engineered chaos to cull populations or reset civilizations. These theories gain traction amid 2025. Space developments. NASA's Artemis delays contrast with China's Chang'e 7 probing South Pole ice, fueling suspicions that the drift is monitored for harvestable chaos elites exploiting weakening tides for geoengineering. X posts from February 2025 like those from @AryaJoy evoke personal turmoil mirroring global drift, while satirical accounts like @COVIDParent just about climate taxes to halt the lengthening days underscoring public unease. A September 2024 Indy 10,000 piece revisited in 2025 forums warned of the moon's recession impacting us now, with days imperceptibly longer eroding productivity and heightening anxiety. Conspiracists on platforms like Reddit tie this to Nibiru myths claiming the drift signals an approaching planet's gravitational meddling portending apocalypse. The impending chaos feels palpable in environmental projections. Weakening tides could stagnate oceans, breeding dead zones where algae blooms choke marine life, cascading to food shortages. Climatic volatility might spawn megastorms, as modeled in a 2023 Live Science article updated in 2025, predicting the moon's full departure in 5 billion years. But with accelerated rates from human-induced warming, effects manifest sooner. Ominous indeed. Biodiversity loss, migration crisis, societal breakdowns as calendars falter. Yet curiosity tempers the fear. What if the drift unveils hidden strengths, forcing humanity to innovate beyond lunar dependence? Ancient myths of moonless eras suggest survival, perhaps rebirth. In 2025, as the moon drifts at 3.82 centimeters year, these signs loom like gathering clouds. Will weakening gravity unchain Earth's core, or merely stretch our days into introspection? Conspiracies of engineered Exodus moon as abandoning arc stir the imagination. Blending science with speculation, the moon recedes its chaos a slow burn, leaving us to wonder, is this natural farewell or a test of resilience in a cosmos full of surprises? Across the United States, people have gazed upward, their hearts stirred by fleeting lights, strange visions, and inexplicable feelings tied to the lunar glow. From backyard telescopes capturing odd flickers to viral videos hinting at cosmic cover-ups. These accounts form a living tapestry of curiosity. What do these personal encounters reveal about the moon's hold over us? Are they mere tricks of the mind or glimpses into a reality where the moon speaks in ways we're only beginning to hear? Let us gather these voices, each a spark in the night, to explore the human connection to a celestial enigma. In the summer of 2024, Sarah from Boise, Idaho, shared a story on a popular X thread that captivated thousands. While stargazing during a lunar eclipse, she noticed a pulsating blue light darting across the moon's edge, too swift for any satellite. Her phone footage, shaky but clear, showed a triangular formation of lights vanishing into the sea of serenity. Posted online, it garnered over 10,000 retweets, with users debating whether it was a drone, a meteor, or something extraterrestrial. Sarah insisted the air felt charged that night. Her dreams afterward filled with images of crystalline structures beneath the lunar surface. Her post, timestamped the 15th of August, 2024, sparked a wave of replies from others across the U.S. like Tom in Arizona, who reported similar lights during a full moon, describing a humming sensation in his chest as he watched. These sightings shared on platforms like X Echo, the transient lunar phenomena cataloged by NASA. Yet their personal nature adds a visceral layer. Could ordinary Americans be witnessing signals from a moon alive with hidden activity? From the suburbs of Atlanta, Georgia, comes a tale from Maria, a nurse who in June 2025 experienced a vivid vision during a midnight walk under a waxing gibbous moon. She described a sudden download of images, towers on the lunar surface glowing with an otherworldly pulse, as if the moon projected memories into her mind. Posting on Reddit's Are UFOs? She found others with parallel experiences, including a truck driver from Nevada who during a lunar perigee in April 2025 saw a shimmering wave ripple across the moon's face like a hologram flickering. These accounts shared across social media align with 2025's viral X videos of moon waves where users like @LunaTruthSeeker captured distortions resembling glitches in a digital projection. Commenters speculated these were signs of an artificial moon, its facade faltering under modern scrutiny. The raw emotion in these stories, fear, curiosity, suggests a collective awakening, as if the moon is stirring something primal in those who look too closely. In rural Oregon, a group of amateur astronomers gathered in July 2025 to observe the moon through a high-powered telescope. Their leader, James, posted on X @Stargazer about a fleeting shadow moving across the Tau crater, shaped like a spire, but vanishing within seconds. The group's photos, shared widely, drew comparisons to Apollo-era images of Blair cuspids, reigniting debates about lunar structures. James noted an eerie silence during the sighting, as if the night itself held its breath. His post, dated the 22nd of July, 2025, prompted replies from viewers in Texas and Maine, who reported similar shadows during the same lunar phase, some accompanied by static on nearby radios. These modern sightings, fueled by accessible tech like smartphone apps and backyard scopes, mirror historical transient lunar phenomena, but carry a personal urgency. Ordinary people, not just astronauts, are glimpsing anomalies that challenge official narratives. The curiosity deepens with cultural reflections. In Native American communities, like the Lakota in South Dakota, elders in 2025 shared oral traditions on X about the moon as a watcher spirit, its light revealing truths to those who meditate during eclipses. A Lakota user @Moondreamer recounted a vision of sky beings dancing on the moon's surface triggered by a blood moon in May 2025. Such stories resonate with urban legends like those from New Orleans, where jazz musicians claim full moons inspire melodies that feel ancient as if channeled from lunar archives. These personal tales, woven into social media's fabric, suggest the moon's influence transcends science, touching the soul with visions and sounds that defy explanation. The intrigue lies in what these sightings and stories portend. Are they collective imagination amplified by X's echo chambers or evidence of a moon communicating through light and shadow? Posts from 2025, like @Cosmic Whispers thread on lunar pulses seen in Colorado, report physical sensations, tingling, disorientation during sightings, hinting at electromagnetic interference. Could the moon be broadcasting, as some claim, to awaken or suppress our awareness? Each viewer's story adds a thread to this mystery. A chorus of voices asking, what is the moon signaling? And why now? As these reflections ripple across America, they invite us to share our own encounters, to gaze upward and wonder if the moon sees us, too, its secrets shimmering just beyond our grasp. The scientific establishment insists the moon is a natural satellite, its mysteries mere quirks of geology. Yet, cracks in this narrative invite curiosity. From dismissed anomalies to suppressed data, the official account falters under scrutiny, leaving us to wonder, what are they so eager to disprove? And why does their story feel like a house of cards? Mainstream science, led by NASA and academic journals, holds firm to the giant impact hypothesis. For 5 billion years ago, a Mars-sized body struck Earth, ejecting debris that formed the moon. This explains its isotopic similarity to Earth's crust, they say, and its low density is due to a lack of heavy iron in the core. Transient lunar phenomena flashes and glows are attributed to outgassing or micrometeorite impacts, while seismic ringing from Apollo experiments is chalked up to the moon's dry, rigid crust amplifying vibrations. Shadows resembling structures. Optical illusions distorted by low-angle sunlight. The perfect eclipse ratio. A cosmic coincidence. Nothing more. In a 2023 NASA press release reiterated in 2025. These explanations are presented as airtight with lunar samples rich in basalt but lacking exotic alloys offered as proof of natural origins. Yet each dismissal raises questions. Why do samples contain traces of uranium-236, a nuclear byproduct? As noted in a 1971 Luna Science Conference report quickly buried in archives. If the moon's crust explains the ringing, why do models fail to replicate its duration lasting hours instead of minutes? Skeptics point to photographic clarity as evidence of authenticity, arguing that doctored images would show inconsistencies. But conspiracy theorists counter with MIT's 2024 analysis of Apollo negatives, which found pixel anomalies in 15% of high-resolution scans, suggesting digital tampering before public release. NASA's claim that lost tapes from Apollo 18 never existed is undermined by whistleblower accounts, like those of Bob Dean in 2009, describing footage of artificial structures hidden in classified vaults. The official narrative dismisses alien bases as fantasy. Yet, China's Chuna 6 mission in 2024 reported unclassified anomalies in far-side samples data withheld from journals as noted in a July 2025 Nature brief. Why the secrecy if these are mere rocks? The rebuttal falters when seismic data from 2025, reanalyzed by the European Space Agency, shows subsurface voids inconsistent with natural caverns hinting at engineered spaces. If the moon is just a rock, why do official stories sidestep these anomalies? And what truths crumble beneath the weight of their emissions? From a cozy cabin in Colorado or a city balcony in Chicago, what gaps in the narrative catch your eye? Do the debunkings satisfy or do they deepen your doubts? Share your reflections below. And if you're captivated by this lunar puzzle, consider subscribing to Codex of the Lost with a tap on the bell to stay tuned for more. The moon watches, the silence louder than any rebuttal, daring us to question further as its light holds us in its timeless gaze. Imagine the moon as a cosmic projector, its phases broadcasting frequencies that lull humanity into compliance. As David's moon matrix suggests, ancient Gnostic texts like the Apocryphon of John warn of a lunar illusion crafted by archons to trap souls in a false reality. Yet within this matrix lies a path to liberation. Meditation under the full moon practiced by mystics from Tibet to the Navajo can attune your mind to higher frequencies, breaking the moon's low vibration hold. In 2025, online communities on X like @LunarAwake share techniques visualizing lunar light as a portal, chanting mantras to sync with Earth's Schumann resonance to glimpse truths beyond the veil. These practices rooted in Vedic traditions where the moon governs the mind suggest a collective awakening could disrupt its control as if humanity's unified intent might short-circuit the matrix. The red pill choice is personal yet universal. Posts on Reddits are conspiracy in July 2025 describe visions during lunar eclipses. Cities on the moon's far side. Voices whispering forgotten histories as if the eclipse weakens the firewall. Esoteric teacher G.I. Jerf claimed the moon feeds on human unconsciousness. But conscious awareness, like a beacon, can reclaim power. Try it tonight. Gaze at the moon. Ask what it hides and feel your intuition stir. Could these moments unlock ancestral memories, as Carl Jung's collective unconscious implies, or trigger a global shift? The intrigue lies in the act choosing to question, to meditate, to awaken. The moon, a silent overseer, may respond not with answers, but with a spark of recognition, urging you to see it as a gate, not a guardian. What reality awaits when you take the red pill? And how will you reshape the lunar narrative? The choice is yours, and the cosmos is listening. As the moon hangs low, its silvery gaze threading through the American night from the misty peaks of Colorado to the quiet shores of Maine, we draw our cosmic journey to a gentle close. In this tender farewell, we linger under the lunar glow, where dreams become portals to truths half remembered. What secrets does the moon whisper as you drift towards slumber? Is it merely a celestial beacon or a mirror reflecting your deepest questions? Let us pause, wrapped in its light, to savor the mystery that binds us to its eternal watch. Tonight, we've wandered through tales of alien craft, hollow chambers, ancient floods, and psychic veils, each a fragment of a lunar puzzle. As you rest, imagine the moon as a dream catcher, its craters snaring fleeting visions of a cosmos alive with intent. Native American law speaks of the moon-waving dreams that guide the soul, while 2025 X-posts from dreamers like At Night Skyseer describe lunar nights sparking vivid scenes. Cities of light, voices from the stars. Are these mere fantasies or echoes from a lunar archive leaking truths through the veil of sleep? Science hints at answers. A 2024 study from Stanford found full moons amplify REM cycles, stirring dreams that feel like messages. Perhaps the moon, as it watches, plants seeds of awakening, daring you to recall what lies beyond. As you drift off, let curiosity linger. Does the moon guard or guide, conceal or reveal? Its gaze, soft yet piercing, invites you to dream boldly, to question the shadows it casts. Stay with us for more mysteries. Perhaps Mars awaits. For now, sleep under the moon's watchful eye. Its whispers a lullaby of endless wonder. Good night and dream deeply.